and mystery heroes. These players were voted for by the community and should be bringing us some exemplary gameplay. I'm your play-by-play caster for tonight, Bard, and I'm joined by Vela as our analyst. We also have everyone's best friend, Juke, on our desk, and our fun-controlling Zuby is producing for us tonight. What are your thoughts going into this, Vela?
Oh, well, it should be a lot of fun. You know, we have the best of the best, as you said previously, and we're going to be playing a lot of different team comps. We're going to be seeing the return of Goats, which was much maligned in its day, but with the current metas, a lot of people are, a lot more open, a lot more warm to it. So that's going to be making a very fun return. And just in general, it should be a very exciting and very fun night here, Bard.
I have to agree with you. I think Goats is going to be really interesting because we're only going to be playing it for one map, so it won't get old very quickly. And it is going to be on the best map, King's Row, which is the only acceptable Goats map, in my opinion. Juke, we have you on desk tonight. You looking forward to seeing anyone shine or any particular game mode?
Looking forward to the gimmicks for maps 3, 4, and 5. I'm not a big fan of these all-star games for, just playing straight up. But 2 maps, that's bearable. I can stand that before we get to the wild stuff, the Goats, the mystery heroes, all that.
Yeah. Do you think there's anyone who's going to shine more on their off roles than they are on their main roles tonight for either of you?
I tend to think that people who are better at one thing just tend to be better at Overwatch in general. So somebody like the Mallard, who's just really solid overall, I think he's gonna look good no matter what you put him on.
Vela?
Oh, well, some people come in, they're known for being, very set on a certain hero or a different play style. We see like Teractin come in, very big on that Reinhardt, Bebop, his Sigma, which is absolutely exceptional coming in the regular season and the postseason. So we're going to see some people kind of transition to other roles, and we're going to see how well they're going to do, not just mixed up on different heroes, but seeing them mixed up with a lot of different people instead of their regular team that they played with week in and week out. So it should be a lot of fun here.
I have to agree with you. Do you think we do have Goats locked in to Lucio, Zen, Brig, which is the standard Goats composition? It is Rein, Diva, Zarya, Lucio, Zen, and Brig. For those who are unaware, Goats was the meta for about a year in Overwatch, and it is the reason that we have role queue today. Do you think not allowing any versatility in the Goats comp is going to cause any problems, or do you think that as the heroes are now, they're still going to be necessary in Goats?
Well, to my understanding, the only heroes that are locked are these supports. So, I mean, depending on what your opposing side wants to do, kind of depends on kind of determines what you do. You would see a lot of Ana Goats, the enemy team running Sombra Goats and things of that nature. So kind of a lack of versatility might hurt the teams. But at the end of the day, this isn't a championship game. It's the All-Stars. We're all here to let loose. We're all here to have fun. And I don't think anyone's going to be too upset over it.
Well, let's hope you are correct. It looks like our first map today is going to be a standard competitive run on Lijiang Tower. We are going to be running a best of 5 so that all 3 maps are shown regardless. Do you think that running a control map like this for one of the competitive maps is better or worse for the game?
I would definitely say it's better. I mean, it's just very even. You don't have like necessarily an attack and defending side. It's just very split. It's just very even, and it is symmetrical for both sides. So, not much of a problem that I see coming in here on map 1, here on Lijiang Tower. We are playing the Lunar New Year one. So, just all these very festive. We all like to have fun around here. So, still trying to get some people in the lobby, but we should be underway here momentarily.
Of course. And Juke, are there any players that you think here might be coming in as maybe underdogs, maybe picked up as one tricks, and they're going to surprise some people with how they play today?
I don't know. It's hard to call anybody in the All-Star game an underdog. I think these are all people that the community knows or just skilled overall. There's nobody here that I think, doesn't belong. Everybody here is good. And again, I think if you're good on one hero, you tend to be good on more than one.
I'd be forced to agree with you. Even if I wanted to disagree for the cold takes, it would just make me look like an idiot. So I'm going to agree with you. We can't have any more of that. We've already had more than enough of that in the past. Juke, we haven't seen some of these players for quite a while with the playoffs having knocked some of them out very early. Are you think there are any players who may actually come in either better or worse than where we left off with them due to that amount of time off?
I'm not sure how it's going to affect people, but I know this does mean more for some than for others. After season 3 ended for a lot of these teams, the natural progression is sometimes teams just call it quits. So for the people that are looking for teams actively, they're really going to want to show off tonight. People who have their season 4 future a little more secured, might be taking it a little easy, memeing a little bit, having a good time. But I think that's going to be the difference maker. Who is going out there trying to impress and who is just, kind of having a good time.
Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail right on the head there. The players who have secured spots for next season, I think, are going to come into this just for the purpose of having fun, play with their friends, have a good time in the community. But I do think there are going to be some people who are still at LFT right now who are going to really be bringing their A game, kind of show off. Vela, do you expect any particular role to shine more than another tonight?
Oh, you can't possibly predict that, but I think it really comes down to, as Juke was alluding to earlier, it depends on the mentality that people come in with. Some people really take these as kind of like a day off, and they just kind of want to come in and have fun, and other people want to come in, they want to show what they're made of. They want to come here against the best of the best, and they really want to shine. And it's going to also be dependent on people who are GMs of some of these teams here in the Tranquility community to see what kind of mentality they have. If they also have that mentality of wanting to see who's going to shine, this might be a potential ground to recruit some players. But for others, they might just be seeing it as a ground to have some fun. So it's all going to be dependent on the individual here.
Yeah, I'd be forced to agree with you again because I'm just trying not to look like an idiot before this starts. Do you think Juke, with me not being in control of the lobby, do you think we're going to see clean maps? Or do you think we might, Overwatch has been a little buggy recently. It's been kicking people out quite often in these custom games. We are actually dealing with one of these bugs ourselves right now just to get things moving. Do you think we're going to see any issues from Jeff himself reaching down into the game and plucking away players before they can do something?
Well, in my opinion, if you put Bard anywhere near an important game of some kind, there's bound to be issues.
Anyway, back to Vela.
Going to come up. It is going to happen.
I have no idea what you are talking about.
Hashtag blame Bard in the chat, everyone.
Yes, can I get both a hashtag blame Bard in the chat and also a commit angry? If you could do them in 2 separate messages so that we get more interaction, that'd be great. We're really just here for the money. We do kind of already see just in the lobby one team taking things a bit more seriously than the other team. We've got Amber team here who currently have Cryogenics, Kurt, your teammate Mallard, and Crispy in, who all have the matching uniform icons, while Obsidian team has something less matching, let's say, for their icons. Do you think players like Kremzin and O and Tarakton, who very well loved in the community and very well known and respected for their gameplay, but are also kind of known to be these memey players, do you think they're going to go for anything extra kind of risky that we wouldn't see in normal games?
I am for sure calling for at least one flank shatter coming out from the side of Tarakton. Maybe some crazy charges coming out. I mean, he really came to prominence here in the playoffs with Jetpack Hats. Just humongous pop-off potential. I don't think that's going to change whatsoever. Crimson, really the same deal. More so throughout the regular season as well, as opposed to just a postseason. But again, it all comes down to mentality, but all these guys are really going to let loose, and I don't think anyone is going to be too much of a stickler for trying to play, the meta or not want to take a chance, take a risk, and do something fun.
Yeah, I think we're definitely get flank shatters because we have Teractin and NPC here today. So I think if there's no flank shatters, we are definitely going to be very disappointed from both of these teams. But I also think we're going to see some interesting usage of DPS ultimates. I wouldn't be surprised, normally in these games, if there's a solo ult on someone, we think, oh, they've wasted the ultimate. But I would not be surprised if we saw some solo ults maybe targeting people today. Or maybe we might see some interesting charges out of our tank players. NPC does have a weight bound on his shift key. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see him do some real Leroy Jenkins-esque charges in today. But do you think, we haven't talked a lot about our healers. Juke, do you think any of our healers today are gonna be trying anything weird, or do you think they're gonna go for the kind of standard, just keep our team alive type mindset?
I think if you're going to see some silly plays from anyone, it's probably going to be the support, because they have to be the most reserved when they're on full tryhard mode. Even though supports really can be big playmakers, hitting a big sleep, a big nade, Zen just kind of fragging out. They might just want to unleash the beast now that they're not, in a serious match that might not impact them. So yeah, I think if you're going to see anything that might be considered a throw, absolutely it's going to be from supports, 100%.
Do you think, these games, they don't really matter for standings for anyone. Do you think we're going to see maybe some off support picks, maybe more Ana than Moira, or maybe even a Zen not in our GOATS game? Or do you think we're going to see a lot more of those just Lucio, Moira, maybe Mercy with a Pharah type supports?
It really depends on what the teams are running. So this is the maps 1 and 2 are the quote unquote serious maps where they don't have any, silly rules coming in, but that doesn't mean they're going to play meta. It doesn't mean they're going to play, full try hard. So what the supports pick kind of depends on what everybody else picks.
I think that's very fair. And Vela, we're going to get going pretty soon. But just one last question for you. Who do you think is going to win this overall? Amber team or Obsidian team?
I got to go with Amber team. I mean, look at their coordination. I mean, all the profile pictures are the matching Atlantic symbol. They have the team uniform going. They are so serious about this matchup. It's got to be Amber team, just for that reason.
All right, Juke, same question over to you. Which team do you think's taking this?
Probably Amber team, just because I'm totally biased. I think Mallard's really good, and I think he can carry just about anybody.
All right, I do think you guys both have some good points. They've got a lot of coordination, and they've got some big carry heroes. But I think the meme potential come out of Obsidian team might catch Amber team off guard. So I think I'm going to have to go with my heart, and my heart says the memes. So I'm going to vote for Obsidian team.
Now arriving at
All right, we are getting into Lijiang Tower today. Just a reminder, we have 4 different game types for you today. Standard competitive for our first 2 maps. Our third map on King's Row is going to be GOATS, which is triple tank, triple support. Our fourth map is going to be off roles only, where players are locked into a standard comp, but they're only allowed to play their off roles. They cannot play their mains. And our last map is going to be Mystery Heroes, which I think should be the most random and crazy and fun. Do you think, let's see what they're going to roll out with here, Vela. It looks like on the side of Obsidian team, they're going to try with Ryan Zarya, double sniper, Widow Hanzo, and a Mercy Bath. And on Amber team, we've got Lucio and Bath as our healers, Bastion and Symmetra as our DPS, and Rhine Orisa as our main tank. Kind of a mix of what is the current meta from both teams. How do you think this is going to stack against each other?
Well, Obsidian coming out with Zarya as opposed to double main tank is going to have a lot more utility coming out. It's not surprising considering Teractin loves that Reinhardt, so player going on to the Zarya to support him. But we're going to see the Sim strat coming in already off the point here, Bard.
Amber team is already teleported in, and now Obsidian Team is going to have to find a way to push in through that Bastion. It doesn't matter. Needle, who swapped over to Zenyatta, no longer on Mercy, was taken down by Kurt on that Bastion really quickly. Terractin, a huge charge in, trying to get those kills, but it doesn't matter. Crispy Zarissa takes him down. NPC on Reinhardt takes down Sushi on Baptiste. Crimson is the only person who gets a pick for the side of Obsidian Team. He does take down Mallard's Symmetra. Actually takes down Crispy pretty late in the fight. Both DPS for Obsidian Team still alive here. Your teammate did get the boot kill on the player, so no Zarya coming in here with Terractin's Reinhardt. Gets another pick onto your teammate's Lucio, and now the eye field is up to keep Terractin alive. Needle takes down Kurt on Ana, the DPS Ana. Crimson takes down Mallard Symmetra. Sushi takes down NPC on Reinhardt, and now Terractin and O are allowed to just fall into this point and take over.
Yeah, those are the DPS coming in from Obsidian side so far, making the big plays. Crimson and O are getting their ultimates online, getting the picks, allowing the rest of Obsidian to come in and interact them with a really good pin there, forcing the counter charge from NPC. Had to follow up with the 2 snipers to come in and burst them down. Really good engagement coming in from Obsidian.
Yeah, and now Obsidian are not taking the passive playstyle. However, NPC starting with that charge in onto Terractin. He gets the kill, but he also goes off of the map with that charge. Crimson trades onto Crispy, so there's no tanks at all. But it doesn't look like it matters as Kurt takes down Crimson, who just took down the Mallard's Widowmaker. However, takes down Cryogenics, and the BAP ult comes out from Obsidian here, so the O can take Kurt's Doomfist down. NPC is back now on that Reinhardt to contest the team, but he is alone on the point, and player is going to take him down on Zarya. Right now, Amber team is not having any luck pushing into the high output of this Zarya Rein double sniper. Break that.
Yeah, coming in, not the trade that NPC wanted, coming in and taking Terractin off the map. Very funny, very memey play coming in, but unfortunately, you know, Obsidian, they already had control of the point, so both Reinhardt's being down, but we're seeing the Graviton come in here with the Dragons being invested.
The Grab Dragon, it is a classic ult combination. Crispy, though, on Orisa gets 2 with his Hult pull. Terractin and Needle, the main healer and main of the map for Obsidian team. Crimson and O and Sushi, though, not giving them any room to push in and defeat the entire remaining Amber players really quickly. I didn't even have time to notice where they were. Suddenly everyone was down. And now Crispy is forced to get back on the point, uses the Fortify and their Orisa ult, but it doesn't matter, they get taken down. The Lucio ult there, not enough to keep them alive. Lucio, however, is stalling out the point. Your teammate really trying to let his team get back here, but it doesn't matter. Terractin takes NPC off of the map. He says, if you can do it, so can I. And now it is just Kurt on Doomfist and teammates Lucio alive. And now the ball is back to Crispy. Hammond is a great stall hero, and Crispy is going to try and use him, but it doesn't matter. Kurt gets taken down by Sushi on Baptiste, and now your teammate actually and Crispy both get big picks. Sushi and O go down. Krem takes down NPC before he can get back onto the point, but the Lucio Hammond combo is still alive on point with Mallard's Tracer. Mallard just doing as much damage as possible to help his team take this point, and now it is 4 of them as Kurt's Doomfist arrives on point. Only 1 stall, and it is the Lucio from Needle alive from Obsidian team to keep this going. Kurt takes down Crimson on the Widowmaker, but O trades out onto Mallard. Kurt trades out back onto Sushi, though. No healers for you guys on my point. Terractin, though, comes back in and says, Kurt, you've had enough work done. You're off my point. O takes down Cryogenics Moira. Player takes down NPC, and now it is just the Hammond Lucio. Now it's just the Hammond from Crispy. How long can this man stay alive on this hero? He's trying to build that ultimate, but he gets stunned out by Crimson, who swapped over to the McCree, and now the ult comes out from player to secure the kill. Takes point 1.
can somebody in chat please give an exact time of how long Crispy was just rotating on that ball on the point? It seemed like eternity, and Obsidian just let him do it. They just kept contesting the point. But the really big thing about that round is that the snipers coming out from the Obsidian side, of Crimson and O, they were just sitting in the courtyard free firing just about the entire time. So we saw so many engagements where Crispy or NPC would make a big play, whether it was the Reinhardt taking off Tarakton off the map, or you know, Crispy coming in on that Orisa and taking 2 off the map with a pool. But just the snipers just free firing from that courtyard kept enabling Obsidian to come back in these fights.
Yeah, and now Obsidian are coming out with a bit of a Mimi comp. They have Sushi coming out on Brigitte, Needle coming out this time, not on Lucio, but on Baptiste, and they are ready for this sim strat that is coming out again from the Amber team. We're up there and ready for them to be there, but it does not matter. Amber made their way onto point with dueling Lucios from both sides. Kurt taking on Crimson. The I-Fields traded from both sides, but it goes down later from Ever. Both of them die at the same time. Obsidian's dies from the amount of time. The Crimson gets in and takes out Cryogenic's I-Field, and now he is in their backline doing damage to these tanks. Tarakton with the charge onto Crispy, not NPC this time on Reinhardt. Player takes down Kurt, and now the entirety of Obsidian team pushing in. NPC forced to suicide, and Obsidian are going to take point first this time.
Yeah, Needle's support play so far has been absolutely fantastic. Last round, NPC on the Reinhardt actually solo ulted O, and then Needle hit the sleep dart on him, and then nanoed O to keep him alive. And then right there, we see the I field. It's just perfectly around the corner, so we can hit all the teammates and not be taken down. And then a second perfectly placed on the center of the point once they have control, and they're able to win that fight. Great support play coming out from him so far.
Needle, exceptional. There's a good reason he was in this point, but it doesn't matter. The shatter coming out from Tarakton, the huge flank. He takes on Cryogenics before the I-Field can go down. Kurt trades out on the Needle, whose I-Field had already been taken down, though. Sushi pops their ult to keep his team alive, and Obsidian team, with that extra spicy flanking shatter from Tarakton, takes this fight. We saw it. We saw the first flank shatter. How many more are we going to get?
Oh, hopefully a lot more. That was a lot of fun to watch. It didn't take very long. We predicted it in the pregame. But now coming into this next fight, we see Crimson sitting up top, but he gets found out. He gets maybe just 1 HP with the race form.
He gets out of there. That is unfortunate. You know, we don't normally like to see a flash fan coming out from the Kree players. The flash headshot just looks that much cleaner. But you got to think of would have finished off the kill there. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice your pride for the advantage for your team. And now Crimson in this sneaky backline. He's waiting for this ultimate. No one knows he's there either. They almost saw him, and now he's teleporting back onto Cryogenics. He gets the first pick onto Cryogenics, and now who committed their ultimate. It doesn't matter. They don't need Krem's ult. Commits his ultimate and gets 3 throughout the fight. Crimson takes down 2. An excellent show from the DPS players on Obsidian this time.
Yeah, continuing with that pop-off potential that he showed him. Look at this in the spawn. The grab comes in. The Death Blossom comes in, just gonna solo shatter that Reaper. And look at all these ultimates being invested right outside of the spawn door. But are they gonna be able to touch your Bard? I don't think they can.
He gets stunned. The Brigitte isn't a throw pick. He keeps Lucio off the point. Sushi coming in clutch, down 3 players, and he gets the stun to keep them off of the point. Excellently done. Oh, you love to see it.
And once again, the I-Field placement from Needle going to that final engagement was so perfect. Crispy came in on the charge on the Tarakton. The counter charge came in from Tarakton, and Needle had that I-Field ready, set it down right on top of both Reinhardts, so they were able to secure that kill.
I've got to say, so far, it looks a lot like Obsidian are embracing both the meme potential and the serious potential here. They're running Tarakton and Player on arguably their best heroes, Ryan Zarya. O is taking it super seriously with that Hanzo pick, but we still have some off supports coming in, and Crimson with some questionable, maybe, in some fun places, and still those flank shots.
Sorry, just gonna jump in real quick. This is first to 3. That's what Ski Free set up.
Yes. So these maps on Control are going to be first to 3, so that we do see every potential map out of Control. It's just more to see and more fun for everyone. Amber team rolling in here. Some big plays from Crispy. And Cryogenics on that Moira, keeping their team up, are going to help them win that fight. Now Teractin, with the mean potential charge in, just gets taken down by the entirety of Obsidian team. That May wall from Mallard kept him so trapped, and he didn't seem to realize until it was too late that he was completely alone. Player in Crimson, however, even with the first pick coming out from Crimson, that doesn't matter. That Maywall Teractin, though, gets nanoed. The beefy, ultra-damaging Reinhardt coming out from Teractin. He gets frozen, though. Mallard on this May is doing so much to keep their team alive and to stop Obsidian teams being able to push in. Another May wall coming out as well as the Dragon from Kurt, who was also swapped onto the Hanzo for this round, is going to stop Obsidian team from getting on their point. Kurt looking for them fancy some jukes around. Oh, though, commits the ultimate. Needle takes down Mallard, and Kurt trades onto Kurt with his Dragon. Now, Needle committing the Zen ultimate trance keeps so many players up at a time. And now Obsidian team is going to just clean it up. The support's the last alive with that extra sustainability from Lucio and Moira. What a set of fights.
Yeah, I've called out Needle a couple times so far, but I want to call out Sushi this time. Enabled that setup with some fantastic biotic grenade usage and a well-placed nano onto Teractin. But now we see Amber, they're coming right back in here, Bard.
They come back in. Kurt capitalizing off of Mallard's Blizzard, and Mallard also getting two. Kurt and Mallard really doing their best to get their team back in here, and it is more than enough. Only one ultimate committed, and they take down the entirety of Obsidian team. Crimson manages to stall it, but Obsidian only have 23%.
Yeah, Teractin came in with a big charge. Chris, we saw he couldn't counter charge, so we just got him right into the wall, and it all just snowballed from there. And now we see another ambitious one, but Kurt with a big headshot coming on the Needle here, but responding from on the Kurt.
Just have to butt in. Oh. Where is Teractin right now?
Teractin, is he looking for the flank shadow? Where you're right. Where is he?
I have no idea what he's doing.
He's on the point. He's just backcapping. He's backcapping. He's the largest hero in the game. Reinhardt
got shatter up. What's he gonna do?
Oh, got the shatter too. He needs it. Hanzo is there too. Oh, doing so much damage, taking down both healers. So there's no one to contest Teractin right now. Mallard manages to take down Needle before he get off, but Teractin gets grabbed off of the point. He solo shatters NPC's Zarya just to make sure his team has the chance here. Now NPC taken down by Crimson. Cryogenics coming in. He takes down. Oh, both supports are now here, and they do a surprising amount of damage, and they have a huge amount of self-sustain. Christy manages to get back on that Reinhardt, and now this fight is looking about to end as crazy as it started. For some big swings, trying to get these kills, and now
crazy
comes back.
Crispy, you can right now. Teractin swaps over to the ball, and it looks like Obsidian is going to be able to take the point. So Teractin with his flank play, opening things up, making Amber go back to the point and deal with him, and they just weren't able to. Not in time. So now 40% here for Obsidian. Coming up on a few ultimates. Amber has nothing really available as they start to push into the point. Mallard just gets that. Where did the freeze go? Oh man, he threw way far away, only catching Sushi in the back, but O going mad in their back line. 3 frags for O in the back as Teractin starts punching him down, and they are able to clean that one up after Sushi uses the coalescence. Great play there from Obsidian.
A questionable May ultimate for sure, but I think actually Teractin came behind with that Hammond boot and booped him into a position where he was forced with the momentum to launch it all the way across the map. So that's an excellent play coming out from the Hammond. And now, the last fight coming out from both of these teams. It looks like with the 99 to 90%, O gets that first pick onto Cryogenics. Sushi gets your teammate. No healers for this last fight for Amber team. How are they going to manage to pull this off? They're going to need some big damage coming out. And first, with that first pick, but Crimson gets the... Oh, but the Rhine Shatter comes in, letting Kurt get a second pick, takes down Teractin, but he managed to get the mines off on time. half of the point is now completely belonging to Obsidian team, and Crimson is going to capitalize. 3 big picks, 4 big picks from Crimson on the Doomfist, and it's going to go 3-0 to Obsidian.
Yeah, no consolation prize coming in here for Team Amber. They were so close, but so far. The Mimi plays looking like they are the superior way to go here so far. And we see this Crimson making the big hero plays, that big pop-off potential, as well as O that we were talking about in the pregame.
It is the Flank Shatter. The play of the game's the Flank Shatter from Tarakton. Of course.
What else would it be, Bard?
What else? What other play could possibly be play of the game than the Flank Shatter coming out from the Reinhardt?
Yeah, I think you're definitely seeing a difference in the teams here. Amber, you know, they're playing real tight, real serious, you know, basically the same comps you would expect to see any other time. But Obsidian just kind of throwing things out there. O on his comfort pick with the Hanzo, just shredding people in the back line. Sushi and Needle accepting basically every duel that they can. And making a lot of chaos. They're splitting up the map. They're making Amber play the entire map, you know, take these 1v1s and they're winning them. Obsidian just really doing what you should do in the All-Star game.
Yeah, you know, there are certain heroes that outside of various specific situations are considered throw heroes. I am the first person to say that Brigitte is not a good hero to play in Overwatch, but Sushi just coming out here proving me wrong with these excellent stuns coming out on the right targets at the right time. He's got some excellent ult usage to keep his team alive when he is the main, the only support, left alive. And really just proven to me that, you know, maybe Break does have some potential in situations that aren't GOATs. But now we're going to move into Dorado. And we do have some changes coming out for both of these teams. We get Crossfade is coming in, along with Triage and Impulse.
There should be set
on
rosters
Amber team.
here. There are set rosters to make sure that everybody gets to play, because we want to make sure everybody gets their due, you know. The only person is, it looks like Bebop. I don't know if he had other engagements or what, but it looks like he was not able to show up for Amber. We had NBC stand in for him on Tank at first map. But we have the full rosters here. It should be, as long as everybody's here, Impulse, NPC on Tank, Kurt, Triage on DPS, and your teammate, Crossfade on support, and that is for Amber. Obsidian should be Player and Tarakton on Tank, Gecko and PDK Kid on DPS, Sushi and Drugs Not Hugs on support.
It looks like that is the case. Really interesting. Some of these players sticking around. NPC, of course, because he had to fill in for Bebop on that first map. But we do get some interesting players. You know, PDK Kid coming in is going to be a very interesting DPS player to watch. I don't think he's scared of being that meme DPS player. And we also have players like Triage and Impulse who are coming in, who I don't think are scared to try out different compositions. Do you think any of these new players are going to surprise us with what they play, or do you think they're going to maybe play what we expect?
I think if you didn't know PDK Kid, you might be surprised. If you did, I think we're probably going to see old Jay Silly come out here. The Junkrat, the Spam Master, the J Omega Lil KE, just going to be throwing out nades left and right. And he really does a great job on it. It can be pretty good on Dorado in certain points. Starting out on the attack, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't run it to try and really spam through that bridge there. I wouldn't be surprised to see Triage running El Presidente, the Bastion, demanding the shields and tearing down the opposition. But other than that, I'm not too sure what other like specialty heroes these people might go to. Yeah, I think Dorado has always been a map where you can run dive. Man, it's so out of the meta right now, but I would love to see some classic dive, the old like Monkey Diva, maybe a Genji in there. I'm not sure we have any Genji specialists, but boy, it would be nice to see that again.
Select your hero.
Yeah, and now it looks like we're gonna go into this. Vela is gonna take over again for Juke on the Analyst. We do not know what people are running, but I think Dorado as a pure escort map is going to be interesting. We could see some bunker or maybe some pirate shipping. Do you think we will, or do you think we're going to see some normal comps, Vela?
Well, I mean, coming out from Amber, they're defending first, so I mean, they're gonna roll out here on the high ground, like a lot of teams. They're rolling out with the Orisa Hog, so they are most likely gonna set up on the high ground and wait to see what comes at them. They also have the Ashe and the Baptiste, but you know, coming out from Obsidian, they've already shown they want to play some meme games. They want to hit flank shatters. They want to play in the back line. They want to play this assassin kind of style, and I could not love it anymore. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them roll out, you know, going up underneath, just going in a bunch of different ways. And they're the team so far that's going to pull a lot of surprises.
I've got to stop you, Vela. It looks like we are going to have, before the match starts, a Torb 1v1.
I didn't want to ruin it!
And Gecko. I just want everyone to know that this is a real thing. We did not plan it. These two have decided that it is what they want to do on the map, and it will decide who is the better Torbjorn between Kurt and Gecko. And they're going in. It's melee only, and Gecko immediately wins it and is taken down by Triage on Ashe. Gecko proving he is the better Torbjorn. Triage gets another pick onto player and Teractin. Triage really coming out here with Ashe, you know, not normally the most viable of hit scan, but he also gets PDK Kid. Triage coming out here. You're showing us level, getting 4 big picks. Player's Orisa is resurrected. Swap over to the McCree. No more 1v1s for us, unfortunately. Gecko gets a pick onto Impulse's Roadhog, and Kurt has swapped off of the Torbjorn onto Doomfist. So we're gonna have to see how these work out. Gecko, though, showing Triage that McCree is still king, takes down Triage's Ashe and crossfades Lucio. Gecko, after winning that Torb 1v1, he just looks unstoppable. He's got the power of Torbjorn in him, and he takes first Doomfist down too. PDK Kid takes down your teammate on Baptiste, and Gecko another pick onto NPC. The man can't be stopped. He is the Torb turret now. What a man!
He's come in. He's got the power of Torb in him, like you said. He comes in with all that momentum. He's feeling the power. He's feeling it, Mr. Krabs. He comes in right on that payload, gets 4 big picks, and now no one can stop this man.
No one can stop him, but Triage bringing in Bob. Committing.
Yeah, and it looks like both teams fighting at the very end of. Oh, and they're able to get it. It looks like
there's no man.
Amber, Bard, we're really gonna need you to reconnect or something. Sorry. Okay. And yeah, it looks like they're able to play through. 4:20 left on the clock. Absolutely planned. As PDK Kid coming in, looking over the top, and not gonna see dive, but Gecko here on McCree. Oh, they're setting up a lot of heroes on the back of the church here, and let's see who's gonna come out. Both teams just kind of engaging away from the payload, letting player get free push with Drugs Not Hugs on the point. PDK Kid not breaking into Jay Silly. Doing a good job here. Maybe I spoke too soon. Getting taken down on that Widow as Impulse pushes everybody off the rest of the map. But still so much point push getting done here from Amber. Almost to the end of the point now. Vela, how could they just let this happen?
They swapped 4 over to the back of the church, as you were saying, Juke. He thought this was a meme team. This is a big brain team. They suck in all of Amber away from the point. They get so much progress, and now they're here right on the door.
Wow, great push here. Lots of ults getting popped on both sides. Triage coming over the top, looking for the back line. Oh, player shields are getting taken down by that window from your teammate, and it looks like Amber will be able to stop the bleeding. But
yeah,
now
the big test is gonna come in.
yeah, they're just kind of stabilizing and bang. What they're running right now doesn't have enough pressure to really push anybody away. They're just breaking shield, and then everyone resets. It's Kirk. He gets into the backline, kills BDK Kid in the top of the church, and dunks the teabag. Looking
The
for
sneaky Roadhog from Tarakton.
not able
Coming
to
right
get
up
it done.
behind Triage.
Oh goodness, I can't keep track of what's going on. There's duels all over the place, but it looks like they have finally stabilized and stopped the push. So about 2 minutes left here. What should Obsidian be changing to get it all the way through to point two?
Well, maybe just in general, kind of gripping up more, going off the back of the flank strats from Tarakton. We've seen it twice in a row now. Just going away from the Orisa. They don't care about doing halt hooks. Tarakton, he's doing big brain things. He's going up behind. He's sneaking up behind Triage, getting big picks and sitting. And now he's in a jump. Gets another big hook on the crossfade, and now goes and he's in a whole hog Triage.
Oh,
And
no.
gets taken down by NPC.
Triage putting down the whole hog, but getting taken down quickly. But now they are getting a lot of pressure. Just Impers here to try and stop them from getting point two. Really nobody coming in for support. Oh, the puck goes way too far. Not able to save him is your teammate with the immortality. Now they are going to be able to get it into garage. And the bongo popped on top of the cart. Getting a lot of push here. 2:45 left on the clock. And Obsidian still kind of getting it done with these kind of play all over the map style, and Amber just not responding yet. Bard, hopefully you have taken care of your issues. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I have returned. Sorry about that, everyone. I did have some internet trouble. You know, I'm in a new location now. The CIA has moved me, and I, got to sort out the internet every once in a while. Now that we're back, I'm really feeling good about picking up Obsidian as the winning team for these meme strategies, because Amber just doesn't know how to stop a team that is memeing on them right now. And I think that these memes really are the main difference maker in this fight. You know, if you wouldn't do something, you can't really expect it from the enemy team. So, Roadhog usually plays with their Orisa, plays behind that shield, and goes for hooks with the halts to get those big picks. But this time, Tarakton just playing in the backline, getting these big, huge fight wins. However, now the fight is started again. Player taking down Impers. Gecko got taken down by Crossfade's Ana, but he gets resurrected by Sushi on Mercy and takes down Crossfade. PDK Kid does, sorry, not Gecko. But Gecko does commit the Bob ultimate, takes down your teammate and his eye field, and Bob takes down Triage as Triage takes down Gecko. Bob likes to get revenge whenever Ash is killed. He focuses on that person. Citation needed. PDK Kid takes down Kurt as they push in this, and now it is meters away, 2 meters away from going in. The Zen ultimate is committed by Obsidian, while 2 DPS ults are committed, one from either team. Tarakton, though, with 2 big picks, takes down Triage and NPC. Impers coming in here with his ultimate on Sigma, taking down player, enjoys the hugs, but it doesn't matter. Sushi's Mercy is left uncontested. He gets a big resurrection on the player. Tarakton takes Impers down, and now it's just Kurt and Crossfade on Tracer and Brigitte. Crossfade gets taken down by Gecko's Dynamite, and now it is just the DPS, but it doesn't matter. Your teammate comes back with NPC. The eye field is sent out to keep his teammates alive. Kurt takes down player again, and now it is just a roll through by Amber team to hold the point with 2.8 meters left. Kurt with an incredibly long stall. You'd love to see plays like that coming out of the DPS players.
And because it's a long bar now, they only have 10 seconds. They're not going to get a clean engagement here. The support play from both sides has been absolutely fantastic. The eye field usage has been everywhere it needed to be. The res coming in on the side of Obsidian from Sushi was absolutely fantastic. And they're going to hold it. They were getting rolled so hard for the first couple of points. But now Amber, they finally get it back together. The respawns come in, that advantage. They're able to swarm back on, and they managed to stop Obsidian right before the final checkpoint.
Yeah, and PDK Kid, he got on the point for that last second C9 with just about 12 seconds to go. It only took him like a second and a half to get on point from where he was hiding. I really would have loved to see him let Amber team overextend even further. They were pushing towards the spawn points of Obsidian team to just stop them from even getting a chance to go in. I would have loved to see him wait a couple extra seconds and see if he could actually force that C9 out of Amber team. As it stands, though, not a full push from Obsidian. Do you think Amber is going to be able to get that pretty much full push to win this?
Oh, absolutely. They showed much more fight here on that defending round, especially they're on point C than did in their first map. So, you know, with Emperor's coming in, this is... so far, he's been making some big plays on the Sigma. Teractin went for another big flanking play on point B on that Roadhog, and he shut him down. He hit him with the accretion, body blocked him in the doorway, and enabled the rest of Amber to come in and swarm on him. You know, his accretions have been absolutely fantastic. His mechanics so far on the Sigma have been incredibly wonderful. And, you know, a sign of life coming out from the Amber side here, Bard.
Yeah, you know, Impers, we kind of think of him... Well, we did kind of think of him during the season as a community contributor. He did the comms checks, which we all love and adore. But now he's coming in showing he's also an excellent player on that Sigma. And now they look like they're going to run the Orisa Sigma triage, looking for those big first picks. We've seen huge Widow plays coming out of both teams. Teractin gets taken down early, though. The anti without the Zarya bubble. Player trades onto NPC, though, and Gecko gets triage. The Reaper gets right up close to that Widowmaker, and there's nothing they can do. Kurt on Tracer, who managed to take down Teractin, only gets the eye field afterwards, but Impers takes down Sushi, while PDK Kid trades out on Crossfade. No Lucios for either team. Is this going to play a defining role? It is now. Impers takes down Drugs Not Hugs, so there's no supports left for Obsidian team on defense, and they are forced to flee from this point just to survive and get out of there. PDK Kid does get a consolation prize in a pick onto Triage. Gecko, though, going in, takes down your teammate on Ana, helping stop that support play from coming out of teammates. Excellent support so far. And now, under the archway, it looks like Amber is being held back for the moment.
Yeah, they're starting to get some progress here. Coming out at the beginning, they tried to make a very gutsy play with Teractin coming in. They all flanked around the side, but the big biotic grenade came in from your teammate. They got him early, and then a second big biotic grenade with 3 people. They were able to follow up, and Amber is starting to make the plays. Triage gets a big kill on a Sushi to start off this next fight.
Yeah, now Teractin coming in with that charge to take Triage down. He's not letting him get away unpunished, but it doesn't matter because his team is already down enough players. Teractin gets antied again. Your teammate has been doing an excellent job placing those anti-grenades where they need to be done. They do stop the healing from getting to any player who is hit by them on an opposing team, and they also stop your. They also make it so that your teammates get more of a PDK Kid. He gets your teammate and Triage. A huge double pick from that ultimate ability from PDK Kid. He does get taken out by NPC. Impers does commit his ultimate, but it doesn't matter. The eye field comes out from Drugs Not Hugs, and he commits his ultimate, the Baptiste ult that boosts damage, trying to take down Kurt, who does actually get Sushi. Before anything happens, he also takes down Drugs Not Hugs. Kurt is taking down both supports, and now his team is coming back. Triage, the nano-boosted Reaper, is going to take down Gecko. He managed to take down Kurt before dying, but it doesn't matter. Triage takes down Teractin, and now he's going to push in. He's going to turn around and take down Player, who is causing so much damage in the backline, but it doesn't matter. PDK Kid gets back, and so does Sushi on the Mercy. He keeps his teammates up so that Player can commit that Graviton to take down Triage's Reaper. Impers managed to take down Player before coming back. And now this long drawn-out fight. Who is going to win this? Teractin has now made it back as well.
Tire.
Zarya, PDK get another double on his tire. He takes down both tanks for the side of Amber, and it looks like Obsidian has secured this fight win. Gotta say, PDK Kid's looking like the MVP of that fight for me.
Absolutely, 2 big double tires coming in. He has been playing, for the most part, this is the first time I've seen him with the team so far. He has been playing in a different area code than his team, playing all by himself, coming in on these flank angles. You can see some J-LOL-KEs in the chat for this, but it comes in, yeah, making the hero plays. 2 huge rip tires there, the final one getting both tanks coming out from the Amber side.
Yeah, and now Tarakton gets slept by... Oh, he goes for the ultimate, but it's blocked by Imper's, and he gets the stun onto Gecko's ultimate. PDK Kid takes him down, but it doesn't matter. Triage in the background with his ultimate takes down Juggernaut Hugs and Tarakton and Gecko. Triage with a huge triple kill. Sushi manages to resurrect Juggernaut Hugs. Crossfade the Triage, staying alive on this Reaper, takes down another one in Player's Hammond, and now Kurt takes down Juggernaut Hugs, one of the last people alive. PDK Kid, another tire coming out there. He gets one on Kurt. Is that going to be enough? And no, NPC manages to take down Sushi and PDK Kid. NPC showing that he plays more than just Reinhardt. Impers takes down Tarakton, and now it's just Player left alive. He gets taken down on that Hammond, and now it's just Gecko trying to escape on this Tracer. An excellent play coming out of NPC there on that Orisa.
So both the tanks coming in from Amber making big plays there. NPC and Empress contributing 4 of the 6 kills coming in onto the side of Obsidian. And, you know, like I said at the beginning, Empress coming in here. They're working so well, Empress and NPC together here on Dorado. And now we're going to see the Reinhardt coming back in from Tarakton. Coming in his face, kind of swinging around a little bit.
I think he's going for the intimidation. Seen this in a nature documentary while in this skin with their shields up. He gets slept again, though. Your teammate has slept Tarakton and antied him, I think, almost 10 times just in this match alone on that Ana. Your teammate does get taken down first for both teams, but NPC manages to take down Juggernaut Hugs. I feel Gecko, though, doesn't have to be playing McCree to take down the DPS. He takes down Triage and Kurt Impers, trades out on a PDK Kid before he can use that tire. That's a big first pick, but it doesn't matter. He gets resurrected, and Gecko and Tarakton just go to town on Amber team, completely clean them up. And Tarakton with some excellent tactical crouching there, I think. I think I've also seen that one in a nature documentary.
Yeah, big show of dominance. You gotta assert your dominance, and you know, that's what they did in that fight. You know, we see Obsidian coming in; they were much more like a well-oiled machine in that fight, as opposed to the main team that we saw in the first map, as well as what we've seen so far here on Dorado. Saying, "Okay, I think we're a little sick of this. We're gonna come in, we're gonna play a little more grouped up now." But now coming in, look, both the DPS coming in on the high ground from Amber.
What do they have with a big tire? It's an unusual tire to say the least, but he does take down Imper's Triage, though gets Sushi. While that happens, Triage gets Gecko as well before Player can take him down on that Diva. And now Kurt really trying to solidify the point here on his own, but he gets taken down by PDK Kid. There's nothing he can do. And now PDK Kid, he's setting up there on the point, trying to secure this, but NPC, PDK Kid takes down your teammate on Ana, so there's no main heal left for Amber. However, Crossfade on Brigitte pops the ultimate to give their team more armor, more healing as the fight goes on. No main support necessary. Gecko commits the Bob into the fight. He was contesting. PDK Kid takes down NPC's ult, but it doesn't matter. Triage in the backline takes down Drugs Not Hugs. And PDK Kid and Sushi, 3 big kills for Triage.
The Shatter!
Takes down Bob, but Tarakton with the flank shatter. He gets your teammate before anything can happen, but it doesn't matter. Kurt and Impers, stay in there. They say no tank play. We have the tank play on our team. You get none of it. Nothing for you. Good day, sir. And they cap point 2.
Yeah, Tarakton's coming around with the Flame Shatter. He gets 5 on it, but it was just too little too late. All the kills had come in from Amber, and he gets nothing for it.
Tarakton, you know, we've talked about how he has his main potential, and he does. He comes in the back line with that shatter and gets 4 players, but he only gets the finishing blow onto 1. The big deciding factor there is the fact that Amber got so many early picks before he could set that up. We saw it on the first map. They didn't get those first picks, and so they didn't get the live for it. Oh, but the ult coming out. He only gets the eye field. Your teammate has been so good with those eye fields. The Impers, though, is taken down by Tarakton. Kurt, though, with a big pick on the Drugs Not Hugs and takes down the eye field before it can happen. And he takes down Gecko. Kurt putting on a clinic with this Doomfist. He gets Sushi, too, while Triage takes down Tarakton. Amber looking like they're going to just sweep right through this last point. No contest needed. PDK Kid gets the first pick for Obsidian, but it doesn't matter. Amber team wins on Dorado. They just push cleanly through point 3.
Amber team, they come back and equalize. It all started with PDK. He goes for the PvP X-Play, jumps behind the enemy team using his concussion mine, goes for the Riptire, does not get through, gets shut down by Impers, as well as your teammate, excuse me, on the Baptiste and on that Sigma. The I field was absolutely perfect, and they come in. Kurt making the hero plays for Amber on that Doomfist with so many kills, and they're able to get it through to the third checkpoint.
Yeah, and you know, in these games, we really do see a lot of hero play from everyone in these kind of memey, non-coordinated games. But I think the most hero play for me has got to be from Inpers. Just every time that the point was in overtime and it looked like they weren't going to make it, he comes out with an ultimate or a huge Sigma rock stun and manages to take down the entirety of the enemy team's defenses and allows his team to get through here. So I've got to say, for me, the MVP of this game was Impers. Juke, we've got you on desk. Who was your MVP for that game?
I don't know. There were a lot of MVPs. I think the standout, definitely PDK Kid with the flare on that Junkrat. Just getting into the back line, challenging people in 1v1s, tiring 2 feet away from his hero. You know, really showing what that hero can do. But overall, I'm very happy with Amber team opening things up. And I have to say, I object to you constantly calling it meme strats. Look, the thing is, when you just let your people go off on flanks, except 1v1s, it opens up the game a bit and really removes a lot of this reliance on, you know, team play, coordination, doing things very mechanically sound. That comes with, you know, building up a team for a while. So this is something I tell people a lot. Like, you have to find the style that works for you. And when you're a literal all-star team, the style that works best might just be, hey, everybody go do their thing. You know what I mean? So I'm happy with them opening it up. I think it paid off, and I think that is why they took the map. Vela, any thoughts? Are you happy with them sort of opening things up on Amber? Do you think that is why they were able to take that map?
Well, I think coming in, once they got seated on the payload, you know, it's a lot different than when you're playing on control and you're having to push into a team. Once you get firmly seated, whether you're defending or you're attacking, you know, them playing a lot more team-centric as opposed to Obsidian. And I will disagree with you. It is absolutely meme-centric comps. I will die on this hill, Juke. But Amber coming in, once they got more team-centric and they kept to their playstyle and what they really wanted to do, you know, it was a lot harder on that kind of map and that setting for Obsidian to really push them off. So I'm not terribly surprised that Amber came back to take that map.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're not going to be able to see too many, you know, individual plays, flank shatters, things like that. As we move into King's Row GOATs, this is about teamwork. This is about knowing what your role is in the composition and playing to the composition's strengths.
Absolutely. And, you know, there's been a lot of GOATs pugs being played here in the Tranquility community. A lot of people are going to be happy to see this, you know. It's a big thing with metas, you know. A lot of people have kind of memed it. You know, Dive is in the meta. People talk about, oh, I hate Dive. And then Dive goes away and GOATs comes along. Man, I miss Dive. And then we have GOATs in the meta. And people hate GOATs. And then GOATs goes away and ice fishing comes up. And like, man, I miss GOATs. And it's just over and over and over again. And now that we have been in this, you know, Orisa Hog, Orisa Sigma, Orisa Rhine meta for just so long, a lot of people have been happy to go back to playing some GOATs. And I think a lot of people are going to be happy to see this here on the channel here, Juke.
Yeah, there are a lot of GOATs pugs. A lot of people sort of still want that kind of gameplay that's slow, methodical. Everybody knows the situations and they know what to do, and it is about execution. You won't find many like out strategies in GOATs. It is about out execution. It is about the gameplay. So yeah, this is a time where we'll see a lot of the Reinhardts show So I think this means a lot to, you know, NPC, to Rakden, who I expect both of them to be playing Reinhardt. And I expect bragging rights basically all of Season 4. So there is something on the line, especially for the tanks here. Goats is a very tank-centric composition.
Absolutely. A lot of it really comes down to your ult usage, understanding what you're going to go in with, not over investing. You know, you can say a lot of comps kind of come down to that, but especially in GOATs, where all of them are just so important. You know, you had Lucio and you have Zen, so you have two defensive ultimates. You have the Shatter and you have the Graph. So you have two big setup ultimates that are huge for your team to be able to come in and get kills off of. So being able to understand what you're going to be using and what you're expecting, the ult tracking, knowing what you're going to be doing with those is such a big thing, as well as just the regular abilities. The Brig stun, the bubble usage from the Zarya's often plays a huge role in these non-ult fights or even ult fights. So it's really going to be interesting to see which one of these teams kind of remembers that and who is going to be able to really take advantage of it. And I'm flipping through my book right now. I'm going to have to remember how to really analyze and cast Ghost matches because it's just been so long here, Juke.
Yeah, it's definitely been a hot minute since we've seen Goats. So hopefully the players are ready for this. I'm not sure if we're surprising anybody with what's coming up, but yeah, hopefully, and I think it's very likely that the players all have Goats drilled into their system. They know exactly what to do. They can jump right back into it.
Yeah, and provided the tanks are a little more fluid, the supports are set, it will have to be Lucio, Zen, and Brig for the supports, but there is no rule for tanks. So I would really hope that none of these tanks come out and play Orisa. I think everybody is excited to see just one match, just one, you know, not too much to ask for, where there is not an Orisa in play. We can all bookmark it. We can, you know, take a screenshot, put it up on the fridge, document this glorious occasion to where Orisa is not in play. And I think we're getting our wish here so far.
Yeah, we do have NPC interacting on these dueling Reinhardts. We aren't seeing any Sombra, of course. There are variations of Goats, sometimes called Snoats. There's also Bastion Goats, which I don't think has a name, but I am going to call it Goats because it makes me happy. Where sometimes a tank is replaced by a DPS for the purposes of utility or bonus damage. But this time it's just 3 tanks, 3 supports, standard Goats, and it is going to be on Goats Road. And now we begin! NPC starting off on the defense with Amber Team. Rakden, though, looking fearless coming in here with Gecko and PDK Kid. The DPS typically take on the tank roles in Goats because of the style of play, but it doesn't matter here. Crispy and Cryogenics get first pick. Rakden not even getting to 1v1 NPC, he just gets taken down by NPC's Zarya counterpart, and player gets taken down by the enemy Lucio. Crimson, though, has already built 60% of his ultimate, and so has Cryogenics. This is going to be a battle for the Zen ultimates, and really just super borderline even across the entire board.
Yeah, first fight, Rakden came in over-aggressive with the charge, didn't find anything. The Zarya bubble wasn't there. The projected had been used a little too early, just like how we see it being used on NPC already so far this fight. This is going to be a big advantage coming in for Obsidian. Can they follow up?
Impers gets taken out of his mech. Gecko takes down NPC. No bubble to support him, and he was discorded. Now, Cryogenics using his ultimate to keep his team alive. The Zarya ultimate comes out from Crispy, but it doesn't matter. Crimson had his ultimate. The Zen ult mitigates so much damage and keeps his team up. Needle takes down Crossfade. The Brig duel, we love to see it. Cryogenics is now in the back lines. He's getting focused down by PDK Kid. It doesn't matter. Cryogenics gets to pick on a Crimson, but that doesn't matter either because the entirety of Obsidian team is cleaning up Amber Team right here, and it looks like they're gonna take point A.
The ult usage was so clean coming out from Obsidian. Cryogenics on that Zenyatta for the Amber side. Used Trans a little too early, used it aggressively to try to come back in. They left Gecko with a free grab, just used it on the Crossfade to solo grab the Brig. I guess he had a bug on him, and went to really take that off, but they're able to get the fight here, Bart.
You know, I think Gecko actually thought we reverted it back to old Brig, and in that situation, it is perfectly acceptable to solo ultimate Vita. Old Brig was a nightmare, and I hope she stays going. Imperse.
Oh, the Shatter Bomb!
The Shatter Bomb! Imperse gets 2! 3! He takes down PDK Kid out of his mech. Imperse with 3 picks and a D-mech. A huge fight. Kurt takes down Crimson as well. And Amber team has... They've got the Diva Trap. They've got the Diva Trap. PDK Kid gets taken down so late. What a fight from Amber team, coming back in here saying, look, it took us a little bit of time. We're a little slow remembering how to play it, but we know GOATs too.
Yeah, and once again, it starts with Tarakti being over-aggressive. You know, he winning off the back of that bomb from PDK Kid, trying to get a pin. He did manage to hit Crispy going into the tavern, but all the rest of Amber just collapsed back onto him and took him down. And when you lose your Reinhardt, there's, you know, less than a 5% chance you're going to win here playing GOATs. But it is going to be Obsidian coming in here. The flank play, they have the ult economy too, but it gets in!
No, MPC and Emperor's 2 big plays! Needle gets taken down before it can happen at all. By an NPC charge, you know, we joke about the shift being taken down for NPC, but PDK getting taken down! Oh, sorry, y'all, get eaten by the divas of the opposing teams. Huge plays coming out from both of them here, and now the roles have been reversed. It looks like Obsidian team is actually defending while Amber team pushes, but Needle in the backline on the point, managing to push the cart around into that choke point. If he just pushed it a little farther, the fight wouldn't have had to been taken in the choke point. Do you think they're going to use it as an extra shield, or do you think he was trying to get it farther in?
Most likely farther in, but, you know, we're seeing Obsidian's plan here on the flank completely backfire. You know, Tarakti, their shield goes down, they lose the grab, it just all collapses. But now we're seeing another bomb come in. Will this find anything? No, the bubbles are perfect coming out from Crispy, but he gets taken down for the lack of the bubbles.
PDK Kid making
the shatter!
But MVP with the shatter, he takes down 4! He doesn't get Crimson. Crimson with the ultimate keeps his team alive, but not Needle. Needle was trapped outside of it. Crossfade gets the kill. And now Imperse with his bomb gets no one. Not even the pick following it up, but Cryogenics takes down Taraktin as he gets aggressive. And now Gecko commits his ultimate, but he doesn't get anyone. Imperse instead takes down Player, and PDK Kid gets DMAX and killed by NPC. No stagger this time. He's not risking it. He needs that tactical crouch to get that pick. Gecko does get a consolation prize pick on Crossfade as he gets back with his team, but that was just an excellent show from the tank line of both sides.
Yeah, but now it's going to be Obsidian. They're going to capitalize on the Sabrigas in the fight. They're using the rally. They want to get aggressive here, Bard. Pushing up behind the shield of Taraktin. The bubble comes in early from the side of Crispy. And now we're going to see if Obsidian can capitalize on this.
The Brigida ultimate providing so much armor to Taraktin. He's looking for that ultimate. He won.
NPC dies in the shatter.
Stopped outside of it, but he blocks the entire shatter from NPC and gets the pick alongside Needle with that charge. Taraktin coming out on top of the Reinhardt 1v1. I almost said NPC 1v1, but no, Taraktin came out on top. But now he forces the ultimate out from Cryogenics so that Amber can get in here to stall. They also commit the Lucio ultimate, Obsidian committed. Both Zarya ultimates are committed from either team. PDK Kid forced to use his bomb as Impulse's bomb takes him out of mech. Crossfade, though, gets taken down by not by Needle, sorry. I'm used to Needle being on Lucio. Player, he takes him down. And Player also takes down NPC as Crimson and Needle, the supports here, doing so much work to take down the enemy team. Gecko trades out on Crispy, but really a show of dominance from the supports on Obsidian's lineup.
Yeah, it's not very complicated. The ult usage was just way better coming out from Obsidian in that team fight, attacking second point. They got the grab, you know, Amber, they had no defensive ult to be able to combat it, so they lose the fight. Nothing too surprising there. And then Obsidian, not only do they have better ult usage there, but they're still going to have ult economy, but they do lose players so early on in the fight here.
Player was only 20% to an ult, so that ult is not going to change anything. Needle, though, is going to commit the Brigida ultimate and the Zen ultimate. Maybe a little bit of an overcommitment, but they are allowed to get aggressive here. Two get taken down, and NPC gets stunned out of his charge. The signature NPC charge stopped short by Needle. He gives up his life to Crispy to stop it, but that's fine because Crossfade goes down as well. And now the fight is going back and forth. Both teams fighting to get on this. Taraktin needs to rebuild his shield for this fight.
Another ace!
Discorded Imperse, he eats Gecko's ultimate and takes down Taraktin. A 2-for-1, a 4-for-1. Imperse with an ultimate takes down Crimson and Gecko. A huge play coming out of the Diva player for Amber here. Cryogenics takes down Needle as a finishing blow. A huge diva play from Impers.
Or do you think Impers is a little comfortable on that diva? I'm thinking so. He comes out with his second eat of this map, then comes out, gets a double bomb, another kill to boot. This fantastic player. Then we see Tarakton with a big charge on the NPC.
Tarakton, I've got to say, of both Reinhardts, Tarakton has looked better in this match with those charges. Crimson and Gecko are now going to capitalize, demeching Impers and taking down Crispy and Crossfade. No bubbles available for their team now, so Kurt does get taken down by Needle. That Flail Whip doesn't just boot players, it also does damage, surprisingly. And does take down the Lucio and NPC. He tries for the charge, but the entirety of Obsidian team is there. And now,
look at this.
The
combo gets 4!
Take it! He capitalizes on Tarakton's shatter, and they get it all the way in. Tarakton with a huge 4-man shatter, allowing PDK Kid to get that bomb.
I'm sorry.
What a round.
I'm sorry, is this a gold/plat tournament, or is this a tier 3 game? I can't tell you right now, Bard, because we see Tarakton, he comes in, he anticipates the shatter perfectly coming out from NPC, blocks it, gets the kill, and then hits a beautiful shatter himself to take down 4 on the side of Amber, and PDK cleans up the rest on a Poké Bomb, going right over the center building. Absolutely beautiful. This has been so fun to cast. I am glad I am here tonight. Crowd, I hope you're having a great time as well.
Just to level me out, because I am way too hype going into this next fight, can I just get some #BlameBards in here? Just so that I can lower my own blood pressure real quick. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, it is
huge gameplay coming out here. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. Tarakton, though. We've talked about him as the meme player, and he's bringing out the diva on defense. PDK Kid on Reinhardt, and Gecko still playing that Zarya. Do you think Tarakton actually plays diva, or do you think this is for the banter?
I have absolutely no idea. Maybe this is a bit of a flex saying, hey, we're just going to swap roles. We don't even really care. Or swap tanks, excuse me. Of course, in the same role. But yeah, you know, Tarakton saying, oh yeah, I don't even play this hero, but we'll still beat you. Maybe this is a bit of a flex. Maybe this is a pocket strat. Maybe he is really comfortable on this hero. We have no idea. We predominantly saw him play the Reinhardt, but in general, main tank with the side of Undead Battery throughout their season. So we have no idea what they got up their sleeve here.
I really hope he's doing this exclusively for the banter and just has no idea how to play diva.
Absolutely, it would be beautiful.
Now, both teams committing. Amber does actually manage to get those pokes in much faster than Obsidian did. Not being quite as methodical. However, it's not working out for them so far. Tarakton, he's taking advantage of the space provided by these in and outs on the speed from Crossfade for NPC. He does manage with Gecko to take NPC down. Those Discord orbs coming out of his Zen do a lot of bonus damage. Cryogenics, though, takes down Needle, but Tarakton, he gets the first pick! It's 2 picks! Crispy and first take it down! Tarakton does know how to play diva. He's memeing all over us and showing us that he can play multiple heroes. He's not just a Ryan one-trick. Crimson takes down Cryogenics, and Obsidian is going to win this first fight on their defense.
Well, the big thing here coming in is that they were able to kill the Zarya, so Crispy did not escape with his energy. But we're going to see both Zenyatas, they already have their ultimates online, and the Lucios, they're very close as well. But Needle goes down first due to Kurt.
Needle does get taken down, and he was so close to his ultimate that could have been a game changer going into this. Gecko, though, Cryogenics uses the ult early. Crimson manages to actually have his ult up for the grab from the enemy team, but there's no Zen ult for the grab coming out of Gecko, sorry, but it doesn't matter. Amber team picks up some huge picks. PDK Kid takes down 2, and the charge on NPC coming out of the back line. 3 picks for PDK Kid, but it doesn't matter. Amber takes down the entirety of the enemy team besides PDK Kid and
shatter on the Impers.
Impers, he's getting memed on. PDK Kid knows that it's all about the mental game here. He did get the bug off of Impers. You know, this Goats is so hard to cast because it's all memes and it's always a fight.
Oh, absolutely. Impers saying I'm not J3, well you're J3 tonight, bud.
Oh, and now both Regita ults come out, you know. Break ult really can be game-changing in the right situation. NPC takes down player with a huge Fire Strike. We're used to seeing him only use the charge ability from Reinhardt, but he shows us that he does know what a Fire Strike is, takes down the Lucio. Gekko trades out onto NPC and Terractin with 2 big picks! Cryogenics and Kurt taken down! Terractin actually does know how to play D.Va! He wasn't a fluke! He's a great D.Va player! This is so surprising, and I am still hyped for this game.
Terractin D.Va of the year, no doubt in my mind. But NPC, he was making so many big plays here on this attacking round for the side of Amber. Gets a little too overexcited, a little too over-aggressive. Gets killed while using his shadow animation, and the rest of Obsidian, they're able to come in off the back of that Terractin bomb, and they take advantage of it.
Terractin has just been using the entire map as his playground. No fear coming out of this man against the enemy team. I think their Obsidian is just setting up to hold in this choke point. They have 4 ultimates, sorry, I can't look at the top of the screen. PDK Kid, he's looking for this shadow. I think he really wants NPC to try and use his, but NPC doesn't have a shadow. The grab comes out, but Gekko gets the first pick onto Kurt. Terractin gets the charge onto Impulse's mech is 1 HP. PDK Kid also gets crossfade and NPC. PDK Kid, sorry, was the one who did the charge. He used to Terractin being on Reinhardt. Gekko takes down Crispy and Cryogenics, and Obsidian team are just holding in this choke point. They didn't even need to use the grab there, Vela.
And then once again, NPC got canceled out of his Earthshatter animation a second time. He built it up so quickly, which is not uncommon coming in here in Ghost play, and gets it taken down once again. Yeah,
big plays coming out of here on Needle on that Brig. We already saw Sushi on them earlier, and now Needle is doing it. The flank play coming out. NPC is on the point. Cryogenics takes down Crimson. Terractin playing in the back line. Impulse also playing in the back line. There's nothing to stop that grab coming out of Gekko. Impulse, though, uses his bomb, takes down player, and he gets the bubble, so NPC manages to take down Needle while Impulse has Terractin stalled in the back line. PDK Kid with a big charge there. Gets the damage done, helps Impulse come out of mech and die. Terractin and PDK Kid the only ones left, though, and Terractin doesn't have a mech. PDK Kid takes down player, though. Goes for the shatter. Doesn't matter. He doesn't actually catch anyone, but he's still staying alive in this fight, and that doesn't matter. He goes for the ballsy charge, but NPC, better with the shift key, I think, than PDK did on this offense for NPC. Manages to take him down and pushes track down a vault, and now they've got Obsidian has to regroup.
Yeah, and not only do they have to regroup, but Terractin doesn't even have his mech. They're an incomplete team right now.
Terractin, he needs to try and build that back up with that damage. Impulse just takes him down, though. No chance for him to get the mech back. And now, Terractin has to come back with that D.Va bomb. That's going to be a huge contesting ultimate for this point. Is Crimson going to commit the Zen ultimate to hold this? No. He's waiting. He knows that Crispy has their ultimate.
The Shatter!
The Shatter comes out from NPC. He gets 3! Crispy manages to take down PDK Kid, and now Crimson is forced to use his ultimate before Crispy commits the grab. And now Crispy, nothing can stop him, but Gekko's ultimate first. So the Lucio ultimate coming out of crossfade is forced to be committed. And now the D.Va bomb from Terractin takes down Crispy, but Kurt gets Needle and Crimson. Amber is up in this fight right now. Impulse with the stun assist from Needle, yeah, from Kurt, sorry, gets the pick onto, oh man, Goats just goes so fast, I'm completely lost, but Amber won that fight.
Yeah, absolutely, and you saw both support ultimates being used from both sides, so this is going to be really even. The bubble usage is going to be massive here. Which side is going to get more value out of them? Which side is maybe going to use their bubble a little too early coming into this next engagement? We are also going to see Needle coming with that rally. He's going to use it, Bart.
The rally is used. PDK Kid with the shatter. He uses it immediately. 2 down, lets his team engage in an advantageous position. Impulse commits the bomb.
Oh, massive!
NPC with the shatter. 5 picks with that bomb. An even bigger combo than we saw from the attack of Obsidian team. NPC telling Impulse, don't even worry about it, you're gonna get these picks, just send it right in there, and he gets 5 with that shatter and 5 with the bomb. Outstanding play from both of them. NPC now, he also gets the charge pick onto player, and now Kurt and Crispy are just gonna clean up. Impulse is gonna clean up as well. But now, the only person left alive on the point is Gecko. He gets taken down, and Amber team pushes it in with 40 seconds left. Both teams are going to get another chance to attack this. Amber has an extra 40 seconds over Obsidian team. Do you think that's going to make a difference?
Most likely not. I mean, 40 seconds. Well, in Overwatch, that is an eternity coming into a game like this. But I just want to say, watching that little 1v1 between Crimson and Terractin as the no mech Diva was maybe the funniest thing I've seen all night. Crimson, it took him a good while. The bubble came on to the Zero Suit Diva on a Terractin, but Crimson gets the kill just as Terractin was about to get his mech back and try to get back to contest that point. And then, of course, got to assert dominance, throw some tactical crouching on top of that. But we are going to see Obsidian once again attacking. Needle was playing around Terractin on the Reinhardt in an incredible fashion, but we are going to see him going over to the Lucio, and it will be Player taking over on the Brig. They were playing together so well, Terractin playing very aggressive, as we saw on those charges, going at NPC on the Reinhardt, and Needle was following up so well. The stuns were perfect whenever NPC would try to countercharge. But now we're going to see if Player can follow up in the exact same way.
Yeah, and PDK Kid now swapping back to the Diva. Terractin had some very impressive Diva plays for a Reinhardt name. You think PDK Kid is going to swing this fight back on?
60 seconds remaining. Defend objective A.
Oh, it doesn't even matter. They're not going to give you time to respond. They know they have a limit. He's going to push in quickly with that speed boost from Needle. And now they're already almost on point. They push the entire enemy team back towards Hotel. Amber is being corralled off the point. And now, such a big fight coming out. Terractin manages to stay alive in that fight, gets the charge off, but no picks. Player gets stunned to start, and NPC takes him down. NPC also takes down Terractin, winning the Reinhardt 1v1 this time. Impers takes down Gecko, and Cryogenics gets PDK Kid out of the mech so the NPC could take him down. Crimson, the only person with a pick for his team, takes down Cryogenics. A pretty clean fight coming out for Amber team.
Yeah, Player was a little bit too deep, got the stun onto NPC that paid his life for it. Now look at this, Cryogenics already has the trans for their next push coming in here.
But they managed to get a tick, so we're not playing for a draw here. And now Obsidian in, one last chance to take this point. The stun from Player lets Terractin get a 6-man shatter. Cryogenics gets up on time to use his ultimate. The NPC gets taken down from that shatter, and now the grab coming out. The grab bomb is the Lucio ult gonna matter. It doesn't keep it down. Terractin already has another shatter. He's been doing so much damage in that ultimate. Impers gets 2 though. Gecko and Needle taken down. PDK Kid out of his mech. Terractin uses his other shatter, but it doesn't matter. Crossfade takes him down. Player gets Cryogenic. Kremzik gets Impers out of his mech, but Impers even demeched. He takes down Player, and NPC takes down Crimson. They aren't going to take point A, but they do get 83% of it.
Yeah, still a very valiant effort coming out from the side of Obsidian. It was just a lot of aggression coming out from them, but they just didn't have the follow-through on it. The ult advantage that Amber was able to build up, which is so surprising because Obsidian, on their first fight, they came in so aggressively. As you said, they corralled Amber into the crevice of that hotel, but it was a very clean rotation from Amber. They made it so clean, no one got picked off from, and they were able to build up so much ult charge, particularly Cryogenics. When Crimson was only at 65 on his Transcendence, Cryogenics already had it up. So when they came in with their grab, they already had the countermeasure for it. And then Crossfade also gets the sound barrier built up in that time as well. So the support usage, the support ult usage, was so fantastic coming out from the side of Amber. And then NPC comes in with a shatter, cleans up the last 2 or 3 people coming in from Obsidian, and they're able to clinch that fight. But the support play was really what won them that round, Bard.
Absolutely. We've seen Cryogenics do a ton of damage on Zenyatta. In GOATs, really Zen and Zarya take up the role of those DPS players, committing the most damage to the enemy team. But with these two, we've also seen Terractin and NPC do a lot of damage as those Reinhardts, They're really just getting in there, trying to win these Reinhardt 1v1s, and they don't care who's going to step in their way when they're trying to take down the enemy Reinhardt. Player, though, did some huge stuns to help NPCs. I think that he's showing Sorry, help Tarracton. Tarracton in the back. He gets Impulse charged all the way to the back. He's already out of mech, but Impulse, he takes down Needle, and Crossfade takes down Player. Tarracton manages to take down Impulse, who had already been to mech, but NPC and Kurt are going on a rampage right now. Seen with 3 kills in this fight. Cryogenics cleans up PDK Kid. They're not going to be able to touch. The tactical crouches are coming out. Oh, it's nothing.
No, Needle is going to get there.
To touch, but he's immediately taken down by NPC. Player also gets taken down. NPC using the power of the tactical crouch to clean up this point and win this map for Amber Team.
Yeah, Amber has been bouncing back in a huge way here in these last 2 maps. They come in, Tarracton. I'm surprised that went the way it did, because Tarracton, he got the charge that he wanted. He took Impulse out of the fight, but because the bubble went onto him, they had no projected bubble and they had no shield. So the side of Amber on the back of NPC were able to completely come in and just swarm Obsidian. And they had no protection from it.
Absolutely. Very interesting to note the Brigida from Needle actually had the most healing done in the game. Needle played a Brigida for the entirety of that defense with PDK Kid on Reinhardt, and he also played it for a lot of their attack with Tarracton on Reinhardt. So Needle really showing that Brigida does have a place with healing at the moment, and really just showing off that stun versatility does quite a lot.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we saw from this match is that in GOATs, you know, these big flashy plays, especially from Tarracton, you know, he showed a lot of times that a Reinhardt can single-handedly win a fight in GOATs, but more often, and I hate to say it, but he showed how a Rein can single-handedly lose a fight in GOATs. So in this GOATs v GOATs battle, I have to give it to NPC. I think he was the more standard, reliable player. He hit just as many shatters, and you know, he did it just kind of standing in front of his team like you'd expect. And that's the kind of thing that I would want if I was picking one of the 2 tanks.
Yeah, you could say he was the GOAT of that game.
I mean, you could, but why would you do
You're
that?
not going to, but I will. He's the GOAT of that game. No, we did see, I've got to say, NPC with some huge plays throughout that to help his team out. I've got to give the MVP this time, shared MVP to Cryogenics and Impulse. Impulse ate, I think, 4 grabs in the course of that game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he had some excellent use of that defense matrix, which has been nerfed too. Like, he's using a nerfed diva to eat those grabs. And Cryogenics, I don't think there was maybe more than 5 kills in the kill feed that did not have a Cryogenics assist on them. His Discord was exactly where it needed to be all the time, and he was pumping so much damage out for the side of Amber Team. Just playing his absolute mind out.
Yeah, I'll also give Cryogenics a big shout out. He was doing a great job there on Zenyatta, really pumping out a lot of damage. And in GOATs, pumping out damage on Zen is not so much about getting the damage. It's about building up that ultimate. It is the most important ultimate in GOATs. It can save you from absolutely anything except a Diva Bomb. I also want to shout out Impulse. He was doing a great job there on Diva. Tarracton did do a good job on Diva, but Impulse just showing what an impact those coordinated shatter bombs can have. So great job from him. And I also want to give some credit to Player, who was playing support. He is not normally a support player, but he filled in on Lucio, on Brig, and he was a rock. You know, I didn't see that many mistakes from him. He was just kind of playing with his team, using the ultimates when he needed to, and doing a great job. So yeah, I don't think there's anybody that should be ashamed of the play they put up there. Really good play from everyone, and I'm happy to see it. GOATs is something that can show not so much individual play, but kind of how people can work together. So even when Taragdin was going for those, flank shatters, flank charges, things like that, he was getting good support from his team. They were baiting properly. They were giving him the bubbles he needed. So yeah, a lot of teamwork and communication from both teams.
Yeah, and I have been informed by Twitch chat that player used to be a support player.
Okay.
He used to play it, I think, in Goat's meta. Back in that whole kind of year span of Goat's meta, I think they were saying he did play that, so that does make a lot of sense.
Okay. Yeah, I was not aware of that. I have actually played on a team with player before, and he was tank, and he in his Harmony season, he was also tank. So I assumed that was all he did. But yeah, doing a good job on the support as well. Great job by player.
Yeah, and really interesting, Goats was a weird meta, right? I'm going to be the first one to say it. Controversial to say, Goats was kind of weird. Because DPS players had to kind of swap their roles up. And a lot of the time we would see them pick up Brig because they were the easiest to learn. Or we'd see them pick up Zarya because it's the closest to actually playing a DPS in the game. And I think with player, we kind of saw the opposite. Because players' tank gameplay is normally outstanding.
Welcome to Rialto.
But I think in Goat's meta, he kind of realized that it's a lot easier for DPS players to learn Reinhardt and Zarya. And so he probably swapped over to that Brig, which he can kind of pick up really easily with that tank mindset that he had, and really played his mind out on Brig. Feel free to correct me in Twitch chat if that isn't the case. But I think that is probably what happened because, we kind of think of him as this tank player. But he played really well on Brig, You're right to give him a shout out.
Now we're going to see everybody come onto their off roles. So this is going to be probably so far the most interesting game, I would say. Everybody is going to be forced onto a hero and a role that they did not play predominantly throughout the regular season.
And we are seeing that already. O on the Reinhardt and Gecko on the Roadhog. Not a tank combination we usually see. Mallard and Triage are pulling out the typical double shield. How are we supposed to predict it coming out of here? Taractin on Ana? There's no shield on Ana. He can't charge people. What are we supposed to do?
What are we supposed to say about him now?
Oh man, this is gonna be the hardest one to cast because I'm gonna see a Hanzo in the kill feed and I'm gonna think it's
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're gonna make mistakes here, folks. You gotta be patient with us.
I'm gonna make mistakes regardless. Druxnut Hugs takes down Crispy with an early pick. Cryogenics takes down Player. Gecko and Sushi though capitalize, take down your teammate and Cryogenics. The Druxnut Hugs gets another pick on a Mallard. The support player normally, but he's picking up Hanzo and showing that maybe Hanzo kind of is an easy mode hero. Getting those easy picks. O takes down Empress with a very long fire strike, and Obsidian off to a very strong start in the off-roll game.
Yeah, as you were insinuating, Hanzo firing those 3 trunks out of his bow, gets a big pick coming out from Drugs, and then a really big hook coming out from Gecko, shielded by O. And so great tank synergy surprisingly coming out from these 2 players off the start. Maybe it was a fluke, but 2 great picks, and they're able to capitalize.
And now Amber Team has gone to Ryan Zarya. What a counter! O goes for the flank charge. Turns around, times that perfectly to get the charge that stops it, takes down O on the stun. That is maybe the most impressive play I have seen out of a Reinhardt that isn't Taractin or NPC today.
Yeah, the charge was 90 degrees. He was coming from his left-hand side around the corner, and he anticipated it perfectly. The timing was absolutely immaculate coming out from the Mallard on that Reinhardt. But now we're going to see the M-Matrix combined with the Dragon Strike.
From both teams, the Dragon Strike gets no one. Triage actually takes Player down, and the I field stays up. Oh!
Big Shatter gets 4!
Oh, gets the Shatter! He takes down 5 players, and Sushi and Gecko use the Roadhog ultimate to their advantage. Cryogenics takes down 2 though, Triage takes down a 3rd. No DPS left alive for Obsidian. Cryogenics takes down a 4th. The supports here playing Hanzo are just absolutely dominating from both teams.
Well, I guess, Bart, I guess it really is that easy. Maybe I should pick up Hanzo. I'll go from, you know, being plat to being masters in no time. Be the next Arge, if you will. But, you know, we saw so many from the side of Obsidian being taken down in the backline in the courtyard before that fight even started. So when the 2 tank ultimates came in from O and Gecko on the Reinhardt and that Roadhog, they got so many, but they had already lost so many people, and they got overextended into the backline of Amber and paid their lives for it.
Now Gecko playing the Zarya. He's not a tank player. He's normally a support player, but he did play the Zarya on King's Row. Maybe a warm-up for this map, knowing he'd be playing tank. It doesn't matter though. Amber is just forcing Obsidian to stay off of the point, using that Mei ultimate excellently, and blocking Sushi. So now we get to see your teammate picking up Mei, playing it excellently.
Yeah, the bubbles came out a little early from Gecko, and then the Blizzard came in and was all they needed. They got the Reinhardt down, and Sushi tried to come in on that flank play on the McCree. Everybody reacted so perfectly. The wall was perfect, and the Shatter is also perfect, coming out from Mallard.
Oh, but Mallard gets slept in the backline. Oh, can't turn around to charge him because he gets solo grabbed. Tarakton, though, on the Ana, still taking the Reinhardt 1v1s, takes the Mallard down. But the Amber team, using that ultimate from Crispy's Moira, takes down 4. And they're gonna win this fight too. 20 seconds left for Obsidian team to come back into this. Tarakton is being very sneaky on that Ana in the backline. He's used to sneaky Rhine. It must be much easier on Ana.
Oh, it just comes naturally to him. No matter what hero he's playing, it's just going to be his playstyle. He was up on the high ground, throws the sleep dart away, unfortunately. And now Obsidian, the shield is already so low. What are they going to be able to do here? The sound barrier is
but Gecko, he's building for that grab. They've got the... All comes down to how long they can stay alive. O goes down. The eye field comes out, though, and it's behind the Mei wall, so only Impulse dies to the grab dragon, and Cryogenics takes down 3. Triage with the Mallard Shatter. They are just gonna clean this up. Lucio, the last one alive, he gets charged by the Mallard, and now only O on Hammond, but he can't touch on time.
Your
Obsidian
teammate's
doesn't even
Mei.
make it to point 1.
The Mei coming out from your teammate was immaculate. It was phenomenal. The walls were absolutely perfect at every turn. The animation came up from the enemy Baptiste on Obsidian. It doesn't matter. Just saw the wall up in front of it. Sushi came up with the flank play on the Deadeye on the high ground. Walled off perfectly. And now we see in that final fight another absolutely incredible wall to mitigate the damage coming out from Obsidian's grab. And they're able to win that. Beautiful play coming out from your teammate.
Yeah, and now I am going to ask for a substitution from Juke. He's going to finish up Rialto for me so that I can make sure I eat a little bit of food so I don't pass out during this match itself. But I will be back for the Mystery Heroes for more meme potential coming out from both teams. But please, Juke, take it from me. Have a wonderful time on this hack.
Okay, wow, I didn't know it was that dire that you were about to pass out. Okay, give us, yeah, you can let us know a little sooner next time. All right, as we head into
I'm not actually going to pass out. I just wanted a reason to give it to you.
Well, he's saying it's food, but in all reality, he's just too hyped from the amount of memes that we've been seeing so far and the fun we've all been having here on All-Star Weekend.
All right, and it looks like there's some kind of truth and advertising thing going on, as Tarakton has let us know this time that he will feed. So no changes here from the Tarakton play. As we head into map 4, Obsidian really does not have to go far. Yeah, and great, I have to say, great play from the Mallard on tank there. I think that was one of the difference makers. So we'll see here if Obsidian is able to hold. Going with the absolute lowest denominator, they are taking out the Bastion. So let's see what they're able to do. Your teammate and Cryogenics gonna have a lot of angles around these shields on the Genji, Pharah, respectively. Is the Mallard making lots of room, booping everyone out of the way. Oh, Triage goes in and he's able to get the pin. El Presidente is down. They're going for the res. Oh, the boop just barely misses from your teammate, not able to stop the res. And yeah, with that that Bastion coming up for a second life, but he is taken down by the Mallard. And just chaos all over the point. Ooh, it's hard to tell what's going on. Vela, what the hell happened in that fight?
Well, Amber came in very early and they made a great play. They got the pin onto that Bastion. They understand how to play against this kind of composition. You need to get onto the Bastion very quickly. You need to DC him from the fight. You need to scramble this team that's defending, trying to stay seated and dig their heels in. They didn't let him do that. And then once he got res, the Bastion from Sushi set back up, and then this time Mallard on that Hammond came back and took him out. But somehow they were still able to win that fight, and now they're all set back up.
And let's see, yeah, he is able to put the mines down behind, really splitting off the Bastion from the rest of his team, and another pin coming in from Triage, just putting him against the wall. Your teammate coming in with the barrage and getting the backline. 3 players up for Obsidian, as they are able to get the key res onto the Bastion. Now he's scrambling the DPS, but he's getting so low. Oh, that freeze comes out from your teammate. Oh, he separates and saves him with his own wall. Oh, waits until the very end of the freeze duration to finish him off. But reinforcements coming in from both teams. It is about equidistant, but the heroes from Amber are going to get there so much faster. They're so much more mobile. So now a 4v4 on the point. Mallard again making tons of room, pushing everybody back. And Triage, oh, he gets taken down. This could be trouble, but to be honest, I'm not sure who's even using
another minefield already from Mallard. And gets the Bastion again! And gets the Mercy too!
Oh no! Crispy uses the ult and gets taken out. Cryogenics with the blade available. Impulse with the nano. They are going to be able to really open things up in this next fight.
Barring divine intervention, this should be the fight. We have Nanoblade coming out from Amber. This is their win condition with this team composition. And if you're looking over on the side of Obsidian, they have no defensive ultimates. They don't have an eye field. They have nothing to work with. It's going to have to be an incredible accretion. He hits it!
Yeah, I was about to say, this is why you don't see Genji against the double shield. The flux is so good at keeping him up, but they weren't able to finish the kill while he was in the air. Now Sushi coming back on the Tracer. They're just playing this crazy style. Everybody's running all over the place. Nobody really using the shield from Triage, so he just swings all over the place, and they C9. They step off the point, and Amber is able to finish.
It's the barrage that forces the last remaining players of Obsidian off. They were looking so good, the reses were going unpunished. What was going on is that when Amber was diving the Bastion, it left the rest of the team undefended. So Obsidian were able to go in and get the kills anyway, and they were also able to get the unpunished reses onto their Bastion. But at the very end, the Nanoblade comes in despite the accretion. It was such a fantastic play coming out from the Sigma over on the side of Obsidian. But it doesn't matter. The ult usage and the ult economy just came in so strong on the side of Amber, and they're able to force that C9 and win the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Charlie Niner in the chat.
Yeah, the Amber Hero is really able to create a lot of space for those DPS that, just so mobile, able to get into the backline, make a lot of use of that once people start spreading out. Triage, to be honest, I'm not sure what the Ryan was really doing for anyone. He was holding up the shield a lot with nobody behind him. I guess just sort of intimidating, saying back off, I could potentially swing at you. And it kind of worked. He was opening up a lot of space by just walking forward.
Yeah, just definitely a lot of posturing going on there and that. But, you can probably just chalk that up to somebody who, it's off rolls for a reason. People are coming in. They're not used to playing those heroes, and that's what makes it fun. But you get to see a lot of flexibility. You get to see who is kind of like one-tricking their role or one-tricking a particular hero. And then you see the people like Mallard who come out, and they're very flexible. They're very versatile. They're very dynamic players. And over on the side of Amber, they really just made it work. The Mallard, as you're saying, his tank play was fantastic. Your teammate, as I mentioned earlier, his Mei play on the defense was absolutely marvelous to watch. And it's no surprise why they were able to win that in such a one-sided fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to need to remain flexible as we head into the last map the tiebreaker, we are going to Ilios playing first to 3 on Mystery Heroes. So some things to keep in mind here. You are not going to see many ultimates because people are not going to be able to maintain that charge when they die. Even if by chance you happen to go back to the same hero, you still lose all your ult charge. So if you do see ultimates, they're just going to be kind of chucked out there the second you get one because you don't want to lose it. So a lot of unideal ultimates will be used here, and a lot of thinking on the fly, trying to think, okay, how do we make this this Mercy work with, I don't know, tanks that need way too much.
How do we make
healing?
4 Mercies and 2 Torbjorns work?
Yeah,
pretty much it.
How do we make whatever the hell we just got actually work together? And this is where you can see the real big brains come out.
I would like to say that the desert island prison that the CIA is keeping me in has provided me with food and water, so I'm back. And I'd also like to point out, we've had some really smart things being said by both Juke and Vela. Having them both in casting at the same time means that the collective IQ of Twitch chat goes up by like 40 points. So real quick, I'm going to say some things to make that go down back to normal Twitch chat. So I'd just like to point out that the scoreline right now, if you look at your screen, actually spells out exactly my calls in game when I push back past a Reinhardt shield and then get shattered. So it's and then and that is my calls in game. So rip headphone users.
Rip my ears.
Especially Vela. But I just want to bring all of your IQs back down to normal so that we can jump into Mystery Heroes and not have to be thinking about it too hard.
Well, interestingly enough, when it comes to the Reinhardt, I actually have my charge personally bound to my voice input. So every time I go to communicate with my team, I just go flying into the enemy team. It's a very great strategy. It has got me up the top 500. I actually just got signed to an OWL team. I just haven't mentioned it yet. It hasn't dropped yet. So, if anyone out there wants a pro tip, there you go. Really quick rebinding, and there you go. You're officially a pro Reinhardt player. But we are moving into this. We have our lobby ready, and we should be starting relatively here soon.
Yeah, you should talk to NPC about that, because I feel like that's the type of power he would want to learn. And I feel like he definitely would be totally okay with accidentally talking and then just charging right into the enemy team out of nowhere.
Oh, absolutely. It's the only thing holding him back.
It really is. He knows that he intentionally charges all the time. Now he just needs to embrace accidentally charging all the time, and then he'll just be unstoppable.
It would just be a charge off cooldown machine, and it's exactly what you need to be if you want to progress as a Reinhardt. If pro level Reinhardts tell you anything different, they're just boosted. They don't know what they're talking about.
Ready for
All right, so we are going to jump into Ilios is going to be our final map. We're doing another control. It is going to also be a best of 5. So we are... actually, we are going to go back to the lobby real quick. We had some goof-ups because we can't read here at our casting desk. If I could get a hashtag BlameBard in chat again.
Let me read you what we were given by Ski, who is in charge of this circus. So Amber should be triage Mallard. If he doesn't want to play, that's whatever. He said NPC looks like he's volunteering to set.
All right. I just want to put it out there. Running a lobby is very hard. And when you have to try and juggle to replace people, it can sometimes be extra hard. So thank you for being patient with us. You can put a hashtag BlameBard in chat. For good measure, you can also put a commit angry in chat. And for extra better measure, you can put a Thuggington. Let's see, what emote goes well with Thuggington? Give me a second. Yeah, give me a Thug Monka W in chat. And then we can start the game proper. Okay, so now we are going to be on Ilios. We're going to start on Ruins, and it is going to be Mystery Heroes. Vela, oh god, who has the better team here? Because I don't think either team does.
Well, I'm looking forward. We're going to see a lot of interesting strats, a lot of very well coordinated, cohesive team fights coming out from both sides here. You know, a lot of stuff I'm sure they've been working on for quite some time, stuff that's been on the drawing board for months, and that they weren't able to get out there in the regular season, but they're going to swap to now.
Yeah, and do not expect me to call out who is playing what at any time. Say who is getting the kills. Following this is going to be a nightmare. So we do have, as the fight begins, a charge coming out from Triage, who is going to take Needle out of their mech and kill O on Mercy. Cryogenics is going to help take down the eye field from Crimson. Crossfade and Mallard are going to get picks, while your teammate doing the controversial suicide strategy, where he shoots the ground as Farah and dies, and comes back with no ultimate charge. PDK Kid on Widow does take down Mallard before getting killed by Impulse, and Amber is going to attack the point, take the point here first. Yeah, how am I supposed to break this down, Vela? What's happening?
It's absolute chaos coming in here. No regard for any life whatsoever. Needle going in on the Hammond, just gonna get out by the skin of his teeth, and now we're gonna see Mallard back on the Doomfist here on point.
Yeah, and now your teammate is playing up in the air, raining down that damage into the back line. Triage is taking advantage of that damage to play the front, but Needle, who has just been contesting and playing on this point this whole time, unable to be stopped with no stun for the side of Amber. He has able to take picks down, but Mallard and teammate getting some extra here. The Pharah and the Doomfist are able to capitalize. Cryogenics is also playing Sigma with Reinhardt for Triage, who has actually been able to build an ultimate. You heard it here first. We have an ultimate built in Mystery Heroes. Triage builds it. Impulse gets taken out by PDK Kid before he can build his. 91 to a Lucio ult. That could be a game changer later on. But no, it's just Triage's ult so far. PDK Kid gets swapped over to the Doomfist, takes down Mallard, and with that DPS pick, looks like Obsidian team are going to try to push in. Your teammates still playing up in that high ground, raining damage down, 90% to their ultimate. Cryogenics builds theirs and uses the ult, only catches. PDK Kid takes down your teammate and Cryogenics. The Doomfist still so strong in this meta, but they haven't capped point. Obsidian, they haven't taken the point yet. It doesn't matter if they're getting these picks because Triage has the shatter that he's built up. He's stayed alive this entire time. And now he's going to try and get out because it looks like Obsidian is going to take the point. They just have so many more picks there. They're winning this war of attrition. PDK Kid doing some excellent Doomfist plays, and now Triage is going to die to Sushi, and the point is going to flip. Vela, what on earth did I just watch?
I'm still trying to figure it out myself here, Bart. You're barking up the wrong tree. Now, but Triage comes in. He was up so far. He was looking for a shatter that entire time, but he wasn't able to find anything because the side of Obsidian, they're just coming in. They're playing so split. It's pandemonium. What are you supposed to do with a shatter? You can't get more than one person lined up for it. And the entire time, he gets a shield broken because he's sitting there with it up, looking for the shatter, and the rest of Amber gets split. Obsidian are able to come in, they win the 1v1s, they find the kills, and they're able to flip that point.
Yeah, and really, in even more games than normal, Mystery Heroes is really all about the ult charge. If a team is able to build ults in Mystery Heroes, they get to just do so much more damage and have so much more ability usage available for the team. So these ultimates really are making a huge difference. The Moira ultimate coming out of O, PDK Kid's already used an ult, and now Sushi with the Diva Bomb. Do you think they're going to use that as a combo or just to stall off the point?
I could go either way here, Bard. I truthfully could not tell you. They might throw it in. Sushi, definitely not somebody who is an avid tank player. They are the main support of Vitamin C. They are going to throw it in right in the middle, but a well-timed fade from Crossfade will save him.
Oh, the Bob comes out from Drugs Not Hugs. That's going to be such a huge stall, but no. Triage
pushed away by Triage.
Pushes the Bob all the way up onto the top of the point, but they aren't touching. The only person touching point right now is the Winston for Cryogenics, and that doesn't matter because Needle and PDK Kid are just going to take the kills off of the point along with Sushi and Crimson. Impulse does get the res before dying, but it's just Mallard left alive to contest here before the round ends. Mallard on McCree, and he doesn't have the self-sustain. It's 99 and overtime, and no one is close enough from Amber Team to touch this. Obsidian Team wins it.
Yeah, it feels like for these teams, once one gets settled on a halfway decent team composition, it's just kind of... It all just snowballs from there, and we saw Amber go in that final fight. They had one last chance at a recontest, at a re-engage. We saw the Winston just go in all by their lonesome with no one to go with, and as we all know in Dive, you know, you gotta go in with your Dive buddy or it's not gonna work out, and that's exactly what happened. They were just dying so staggered. They never got a clean fight to take the point back from Obsidian, and it all just went from there, Bard.
Yeah, Juke, you're in here. How on earth do we break this down, buddy?
You don't. You cry.
Is that
it's hard to break down. You can really just look for the what the teams have and what they lack, and the synergies that they may or may not have. Yeah, and also it does look like apparently this is roll locked, like a 2-2-2 locked.
We lost.
Mystery Heroes?
We lost someone
Oop.
who's about to disconnect.
Looks like maybe somebody disconnected.
It was someone. It was Sushi. Sushi with the disconnect. Rip
Hashtag
Sushi.
blame Bard in the chat.
Oh,
Make sure
I'm sorry, dude. The CIA asked me whose internet I should cut, and I said Sushi. I wasn't actually talking about whose internet. I was just really hungry. But that's how they took it. So Sushi gets dropped from the team. A pause in this early gameplay. I think you can definitely hashtag blame Bard for this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be really interesting because Sushi was not DPS, a tank on this Mystery Heroes. So however they actually end up running this could be very interesting, because if NPC gets swapped in on the roll lock tank, that could be a huge pickup for either team. So yeah, and we didn't clarify this beforehand for the teams or for the viewers, but this is roll locked Mystery Heroes. So whatever the first mystery hero you get is, you are locked onto that role as a 3-3-3 or as a 2-2-2. So I don't think we have anyone playing their proper role at the moment except PDK Kid, who is on DPS, and Crossfade, who is on support. Oh, and Mallard is also on DPS. So there are 3 people in this entire lobby who are who are able to play their main role. We have got Sushi back, so we are going to go back into the game itself at some point. But it does look like Amber Team is going to be able to cap point first because Obsidian Team is going to be down.
Barring Divine Intervention.
Barring Divine Intervention. A huge charge coming out from Cryogenics takes Crimson down, but Drugs and Hugs, no! They call themselves Divine Intervention because they get 3 between them. Both supports taken down for the side of Amber. Drugs Not Hugs going on a tear there. Sushi on Roadhog. Who'd have thought that the Roadhog McCree Zen would have so much synergy between them to do that much damage and win it without an extra DPS?
Well, but I really think it came down to the higher damage presence as well as the CC. You got the May, you got the McCree, you got the Hammond to move people around, you have the hook coming out from Sushi, but as well as having the Hammond with the Roadhog, you have a higher DPS output. So that's really what it came down to when it came to capping that point.
Yeah, and it looks like we do have some in-game protests from the players over the roll lock. We don't, as casters, choose if it's roll lock or not. That is entirely up to the admins in the community. But as we get back into this, the Pharah now coming out, Far Mercy for this side of Amber team, but it does get taken down. Pharmacy can do a ton of damage in this meta, and it has already paid off. Mallard on Pharah has got 3 picks in this fight, and now your teammate has also got a Junkrat. The Junkrat Pharah has so much damage and splash potential that at this point, the only thing that anyone on Obsidian team can do is stall out, and that is what's going to happen. They do manage to get just to 59%, not quite 60%. How do you think you break a nano boosted Pharah ultimate that is coming up?
Well, normally you would have some kind of ultimate counterplay, but you don't exactly have that luxury coming in here in Mystery Heroes. No one's on a role they necessarily want to be in. No one's on a hero they want to be on. And then we see the barrage coming in. There's no counter, but PDK gets the headshot.
Takes him down, but that's 3 big picks coming out from Mallard and your teammate, and now Crossfade on the Brig gets both supports for the enemy team. That Brig, we've seen it, the one really great thing about Brigida that we've seen tonight is that it can play with any composition. It doesn't have to be paired the way that certain heroes like Lucio Moira do. And we've just seen Crossfade play it excellently for most of the night.
Absolutely. Now we see an early kill coming in from Obsidian, finally what they need, and they also have the ball on point that's backcapping.
And they do have a good comp for synergy. They do have the Mercy Bastion, which can put out a ton of damage. Crimson also on that Zen can put a lot of damage, gets Mallard, and now it's mostly going to come down to the stall, I think, from Amber, but no. Triage actually gets a pick before PDK Kid Bastion, who is still getting pocketed to be kept alive and doing a ton of damage, but your teammate was alive long enough to build that junk tire. He takes Crimson down after Crimson gets crossfade, and now PDK Kid down so much damage. He's gonna manage to take down the D.Va and help his team secure the point. But Amber gets it up to about 95.
They had control the entire time.
They're gonna get it to 99.
They still have control. It's been Obsidian who have been winning these fights with the Bastion, but they weren't getting any point progress. It was Amber the entire time, and now they have an I-field. They're set up with their own Bastion up on the high ground.
The Mallard on Bastion, and they have your teammate on Torbjorn. It's turret on turret action here. Who is going to come out victorious? Your teammate already with the first pick on Torbjorn. Drugsno Hugs does get res though. The benefit of having that Mercy as your random healer is you get the resurrection on teammates that you want to keep the heroes for. PDK Kid managed to build his ultimate, but the Mallard, he just gets another pick on the Drugsno Hugs. Both I-fields go down, and Triage on Zarya able to push right in and take down PDK Kid. He actually gets 3. Triage putting it on a clinic as Zarya in this map. Takes down 3 big picks, gets Sushi out of mech, and kills the D-mech Sushi. Oh, can't get anything. Triage got the perfect tank for that situation and manages to win Lighthouse for Amber Team.
Absolutely. I mean, you're coming in here on Lighthouse. There's a concept called four corners that is taught at higher levels of play. And it's basically that the team on point often loses, because if you're the team that is attacking the point, you're able to come in from all those 4 doorways on the sides, 5 if you want to count the back, and you're able to come in, you're able to flank, and you pincer the enemy team. You lob in so much damage from multiple ways, and you're forcing the enemy team's hand. You have a lot of damage coming in from multiple angles, and they don't have any particular place to focus, and they especially have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to run. So we saw the Orisa on one side, we saw the Zarya on the other, we saw the Bastion being pocketed by Mercy on a third side. And what do you do in that situation? You do nothing. You cry and you die in that order, and then we see Amber go and take the point.
Yeah, an excellent show. Interesting to note that you don't keep your hero as the rounds change. So everyone here is starting on a new hero. The tank synergy actually coming out pretty good here.
Early hook!
Oh, but Triage, he gets the perfect tank for this map on Roadhog. He can just pull people into the well whenever he wants, and that hook potential is helping his team. He gets 2 big hooks to start it off. Triage getting the perfect tank again to help his team win this point, managing to really utilize the hooks on Roadhog and pull people into the point. And now Obsidian have the tough climb of getting back onto point.
Yeah, and Amber right there, they were just playing so aggressive. You saw Triage, he got a great hook, he brought the Sigma into the well, there was nothing they could do there. And then as well, we see the rest of Amber, we saw the Reaper, we saw the Tracer, just disrupting the backline, absolutely terrorizing them. They had them under siege. And Obsidian, they're playing so swift. Look at this Reaper, he's so far from home, he's in the enemy backline. If he gets out, it is a miracle, and he will not.
PDK Kid gets taken down, but he actually played that as a distraction so that his teammates could take down 3 other big picks. Now your teammate managed to get the Reaper, is trying to bring it back for his team, but the point has actually flipped. During that distraction from PDK Kid, the point got flipped for Obsidian team, and now they have a huge advantage going into this fight. Your teammate is getting picks, but it doesn't matter. He is alone on the point. He has no one to help him while he is back there, and PDK Kid's flank actually manages to win them that point and stop the progression for Amber team.
Yeah, and it's heartbreaking for your teammate. He was so close to getting that death blossom. He was at 91%, and now he swapped over to Torbjorn. What's he gonna do on this hero? He had a death blossom almost in his hands, and then it gets taken away, and he's given a hammer. He's like, what am I supposed to do with this thing?
He's gonna frag with it, Vela. That's the secret to Torbjorn. Always fragging. Drugs Not Hugs, though, luckily gets the Pharah against the Mallard's Junkrat, but now the Mallard gets the Pharah. We're gonna see if we see some Pharah on Pharah action. Drugs Not Hugs commits their ultimate. Cryogenics have used the rock to get PDK Kids. They can't use it to stop Drugs Not Hugs, but he actually doesn't get any other picks with that ultimate. Normally in Mystery Heroes, you build an ult, you use the ult, and you win the fight. But now, in that situation, Drugs Not Hugs is not able to capitalize on his ult to the extent that you want. Crimson able to use his ultimate to escape from the Mallard and keep his team up. Zen ult does so much damage, but he gets caught in not Impulse, sorry, Cryogenic Sigma ultimate. PDK Kid comes back on Hanzo. A good swap from the RNG machine for PDK Kid. Hanzo does a lot of damage. And now Impulse, trapped with BAP, is not going to be able to help out Triage, who is staying on point as Roadhog. They don't have the point. Why is he staying there, Vela?
Well, you gotta die or get out. This is exactly what he chose to do. I feel so bad for Triage. The self-destruct got used coming out from Needle. He tried to hook it off into the well. He was so close, but he didn't quite get it. In Obsidian, they're on these mobile heroes. They've been on the Diva, on the Genji, the Pharah, the Hanzo, the Lucio, the Mercy, all these mobile heroes. They've been swarming all over Amber. The picks have been coming in. Now Empress goes off the map thanks to... Oh!
A huge
second boot kill.
Oh, gets 2 boot kills in one fight and helps his team capitalize. We talked about Triage getting the Roadhog with the hook potential on this point, but actually getting Lucio with the boot potential gets you higher boot potential than the Roadhog, and he does capitalize on that to help Obsidian win the point.
Ready for battle.
Oh, but we're going back to Lighthouse. Amber back on the map that they won. Are they going to be able to capitalize? They do. They get an actual team comp here, Vela. They get the double shield Moira Brig with the McCree Genji. That's actually a team comp. And the other team, the enemy team, has a Widow Mei, Ana Zen, Ryan Winston. I mean, that can work, but is it gonna?
Well, coming on to Obsidian, the thing that they have at their disposal is utility. They have both Ana's utilities, they have the Discord orbs that are coming in. They're going to have that at their disposal, but it's definitely a much more balanced team comp coming out from the side of Amber. If they stick together, if they stay as a unit, there's a very good chance they can win this and just don't get fragged, and Mallory gets an early pick.
Onto PDK Kid. That Genji is such a hard counter to Widow most of the time, and normally, you know, we say Genji is a really weak DPS right now, but when you're not playing against a team that can choose their own composition, he can actually be really strong, able to play in that backline and do a lot of damage and stop those ranged heroes from getting anything done. But now PDK Kid gets Doomfist, a natural counter to Genji. Is he going to get his revenge here with that?
That's going to be very difficult. It's really kind of a skill matchup. You know, PDK, there's no guarantees to be able to kill the Genji. You got to catch him at the right time. Your ability usage has to be on the money. So now coming in, we're seeing a lot of aggression coming out from Obsidian. The ability rotation coming out from PDK on that Doomfist is spectacular. But gets killed during his punch by Mallard, as well as Impulse.
Yeah, he does manage to get, Mallard, sorry, does manage to get that first big pick. We question Genji, we question Brig in normal comps, but this is not normal comps. This is role-locked mystery hero, and it is helping his team secure this point and hold on to it. Do you think they're just really good at Lighthouse, maybe?
Possibly. Their team comp is definitely very centered for it, with the double shield, and to protect a lot of these angles coming in. And now look at this. Believe it or not, O dying is the best thing that could have happened to Obsidian, because the blade is coming in, but they're going to have the eye field. They had no answer to it before, but the Mercy Moira, but they might have one now.
Mallard, he dives up in the air with that ult, trying to stop the Pharah from Juggernaut Hugs, but he actually just gets stuck on the roof and taken down by Sushi. Juggernaut Hugs does get taken down though. Your teammate with the natural counter to Pharah on the tree, and he is also able to use that stun potential in an Impulse to stop the dive setup that had been forced onto Obsidian team, and it just looks like Amber team is going to hold this dominantly the entire round.
Yeah, Amber's only lost one so far. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mallard is the only one who has died, who was on that Genji. And it's just so hard to contest because it's just such a tanky composition. You've got the Orisa, the Sigma, the Brig, the Moira for the strong AoE healing. And they're coming in for their final fight, and they're already down one. And they're so split. There's no way Obsidian wins this now.
Yeah,
really
all that the ultimates can really build up in mystery heroes. If you tend to lose a fight, you know, you can start losing a ton of fights. The enemy just has ultimates available, you're not building anything at all. It can just turn ugly pretty quick. But we're moving into the final point here. It looks like it's going to be going back to Ruins. This is first 2-3. Both teams tied up at 2. And boy, I'm not sure which comp I like more. I do like having the Widow available for Amber, your teammate there. But Juggernaut Hugs might be able to just get his team to the point and sort of bunker down there. What are you thinking is going to come out on top?
I think it is going to come down to the Sim and or the Hammond, you know. Is the Sim going to be able to do an interesting strat with the Teleporter, or go in and be able to get a lot of energy built up off that Sigma and off of that Roadhog to really get that energy up? Or is the Hammond going to be able to really get a good dive, disrupt the enemy team, to be able to enable their team to get a pick early on? And we see a hook coming in from the side of Needle, but nothing found on that one. Crossfade way in the enemy backline, gets a pick, but will trade his life for it here too.
Yeah, Crossfade was able to really get aggressive there and make a lot of room, just buy his team enough time to get to the point. Good disruption coming in from Sushi, but not enough. Once Amber got to the point, they just sort of locked it down with the Roadhog dealing so much damage. And oh, Needle able to
off the map.
Triage.
See you later.
Great pull there from Needle to maybe reset things. We're going to have a quick 65, now up 2 as they try to push in here. And an actual tank line with the pulled port coming in from Obsidian. This should give them a slight advantage. But there are ultimates available. We'll see if Mallard's able to get some work done with this Deadeye as they just keep barreling through from Obsidian. Oh, and they're using the window as well. Oh, only gets the one pick there, and they are able to get the turn. It's going to be hard to take it away from, again, a real tank line in the full port from Obsidian.
Absolutely. Drugs has been free-firing, though, on that Widowmaker. You know, we saw them get dove by the Winston shortly ago. That was the only kind of contest they've had the entire time. And now we see the whole hog coming out from Needle, but it will get shut down, and teammate finds 3. Your teammate on the Hanzo. But it won't be enough here, Juke.
Sorry, I think Bard said he was back. Are you back or not?
I am back. I was going to let you finish up the math and I'll take us out, but if you'd like me to jump back in, I can. This Mr. Heroes is full of the meme potential that I love, so I can jump back in here if you'd like to. As it stands, interestingly enough, the synergy on Obsidian, despite the fact that they have these non-traditional tank healer lineups, the synergy from those tanks is actually greater than the Orisa Hammond. Dive tanks, dive isn't the meta anymore. Anyone watching this, I need you to know. Dive's not meta. It's never going to be meta again. The game is just, it's built against dive at the moment. But these dive tanks have more synergy than the Ham and Orisa, and that is helping the entirety of Obsidian team push their way in and win these fights. And you know what? Shrugs Not Hugs, typically an Ana player, I think, if I'm not wrong. Showing opposite, Ana translates over to Widow pretty well.
Yeah, we saw a very well coordinated EMP dive there. It hit about 3 or 4 people. The tanks in perfect unison. Diving down, it was fantastic. And now Needle, they're almost going to have both tank ult up as well. And they already get a pick before they can come on. He's on the triage too on that Sigma. That's a huge kill. And now add 2 more to it.
Yeah, we see Needle and Sushi coordinating these dives to do so much damage, and it's over. Obsidian just take it. Amber can't even touch. There's just too much damage and too much coordination. The break stuns keeping people off, setting up for these dives from their tank lineup for Obsidian, and that Ana in the backline just keeping everyone alive so that they can continue to frag. Just excellent coordination and team play right there, despite not being able to choose your plan.
Yeah, once Obsidian went onto the dive, it was pretty much a wrap from there. It was curtains for Team Amber. They showed that even though they're kind of playing off roles, they showed a good understanding of how to play those heroes and play, even though it's not the meta anymore, but to play that meta. They went in on the Winston and the Diva. The dive prioritization and the targeting was fantastic. They were working in perfect unison, particularly on that EMP follow-up. And the aggressive holds were so strong that Obsidian, Amber, they just could not come in to recontest the point again. And so Obsidian, they will get the consolation prize. They will get a second map, but it will be Amber clinching the All-Star Weekend 3-2 in the Harmony tier.
You know, Amber may have won the most maps, but I think Obsidian won the most important map. You know, the most memey maps, if you will, were the ones that were won by Obsidian team. It's not about whether or not you can win in a normal situation or whether or not you can win in a dead meta like GOATs. It's about whether or not you can win in role-locked mystery heroes, Vela. And that's why Obsidian team is, in my heart, still the winners.
Well, I hate to interrupt you, but I'm going to tell you why Obsidian are the winners in my heart. And it was because of the real matchup that we saw on Dorado, the Torb Hammer 1v1, which was won by Gecko on the side of Obsidian. They are the champions here tonight. Obsidian clinches All-Star Weekend in the Harmony tier.
When you think about it, that counted as its own win. So this is a tie. Both teams have 3 points, and we are ending the All-Star game with a tie between Amber and Obsidian team, 3-3. The Torb 1v1 really clinching it for Obsidian team so that they don't secure that L. So that is going to be the literally unpredictable outcome of Harmony matchup All-Stars was a draw. No one could have predicted it because it was a best of 5. How can you tie a best of 5 without any 2 CP maps? I'll tell you how you can tie it if one team wins the Torb 1v1, and that's what happened. Juke, what do you think?
Just going back to Ilios real quick. It was great to see some of these people playing things they're not used to. PDK Kid playing anything but Junkrat. Refreshing to see. Mallard showing he's not just an all-star tank, but really, I wanted to shout out O when he got to play Lucio. My God, he was fragging out. So yeah, on that map in particular, it was awesome to see some of these off rolls. But just for the rest of the night, I don't think there was anyone taking it too serious. Everybody was just out there having a good time, and they are all winners in my heart. And it's a great way to end this Harmony season.
Hey, Juke, would you say that when you were watching him play Lucio, he made you say, "Oh my God," a lot?
Nope, not once.
Not once?
He's lying.
I think he definitely said that.
Yeah, he was just muted in production. He was saying it a lot. We heard it.
Yeah, we trust me. We can hear him even though you can't hear the stream, and I can confirm to you that he was saying every pun that I've insinuated he said. He's just denied them. And see, he has no defense. So anyway, we're going to wrap this up for the night. I have been Bard on Play-by-Play. You can follow me on Twitter at OWBard, all one word. I am joined by Vela on the desk. You can follow him on Twitter at OWVela, or is it Vela OW?
Vela OW.
At Vela OW. That's what I said the first time. And you can follow Juke, who has been on our desk, at Friend Juke. That is FREND Juke. I believe that's also all one word.
Yep.
Cool. And producing for us tonight has been someone, I'm not sure. No, it's been Zuby, who is an excellent producer as always, even though he likes to meme on me. Have a wonderful evening. We hope you guys had a lot of fun watching this. We had a ton of fun casting it. And we will see you guys next time, probably. I don't know when next time is, but we'll see you then.